That's what I'm talking about. It's all about the great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Welcome, Acolights. How are you doing today? Welcome to the stream. We're continuing where we left off at Gina's trial. I'm pretty sure we left off at the very beginning of it. Oh, shit. I didn't even realize I left off literally in the middle of it. Hold on. Let me adjust myself real quick. There we go. Nope, that's cutting myself off. A little bit down. How far forward can I lean? I have no fucking clue. I'm not sure. Okay, there we go. Hello, and welcome. How were your days today? Mine was pretty good. Pretty good. Yesterday was a no good, down, awful day, and that's why I decided to not stream. And today, much better. Went exceptionally well. And I am just chilling, honestly. So now, let's continue on. Let's see how the hell we're going to save Gina, and see, hopefully this case will bring some more light on McGilded and what the actual fuck is going on behind the scenes. Because I don't know. I have no idea. There's some sort of conspiracy going on, and I feel like Kazuma is at the heart of it. Just saying. Still my headcanon that he's still alive. He definitely is still alive. I have no proof of this, but I'm taking that to my grave. And I feel like he's in the middle of it. Smack dab in the middle of it. This trial shall determine the guilt or innocence of Miss Gina Lestrade. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is ready. The defense is ready. Probably. Lord Van Zeeks, my lord. Remind me, how many years ago was it that you withdrew from public prosecution service? Quite some time. It was 5 years ago, my lord. Yes, and then 2 months ago you resurfaced somewhat unexpectedly, and here you are again today. Are there some circumstances of which the court should be aware that have led to this erratic behavior? None at all. In what one might describe as your former life 5 years past, you dealt exclusively in matters concerned with the highest echelons of society and government. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so what if he's been playing the inside man, and he only, really resurfaced because he knew that McGilded was in on, a conspiracy? Ooh, that could be it. Because I genuinely don't think that the Reaper is a bad person. I genuinely think he's trying to, get who he believes are criminals prosecuted. I mean, that's what prosecutors do. Yet today you chose to try a simple case of burglary and murder. I confess I find it more than a little befuddling, counsel. Yeah, quite befuddling, Van Zeeks. There are two types of people I cannot abide. Firstly, those wealthy scoundrels who hide behind a mask of philanthropy to cheat the public at large. He means McGilded, who you defended against the Reaper 2 months ago. Yeah, I figured. Thank you though, Iris. I appreciate your input. Magnus McGilded. If I'd known what a monster he was, I never would have defended him. And secondly, even more loathsome, those wily scoundrels who masquerade as allies only to effect total betrayal in the final hour. Okay, maybe he is racist. I feel like he's just calling us out specifically, so he's just gonna go against anyone that we are going to try and defend. In other words, the confidence tricksters from those tiny islands in the Far East, the Nipponese. Oh, okay, so he really did just say that. Ryudo's man is racist. He's just like, oh, I don't trust you, because you're not English. He means you now, Runo. Okay, thank you, Iris. Thank you for pointing that out to me. Total betrayal? What are you talking about? That torrid look of hatred in Lord Van Zeek's eye. Oh, hold on. I'm having a brain blast here. What if Kazuma is actually part of, the insiders, and Zeeks is thoroughly convinced that we are, on the evil side because Kazuma was on the evil side? Oh, I could see that. Was that directed solely at me, or was he talking about all Japanese people? An alarmingly scathing explanation, Lord Van Zeeks. Still, the judiciary welcomes the return of the so-called Reaper of the Bailey, feared by all London's malefactors. Ha! I am pleased to be here. Your lordship is too kind. Now, jurors, the 6 of you have been selected at random to represent the will of the people in this trial. Look at these 6 assholes. They'll all be judging you. What the fuck? Isn't that dude on the right a terrorist? Why the fuck is he here? He was in that newspaper. That was, like, the terrorist, right? The one who was selling arms? Let's see. We also have the husband. We have the maid. Wait, the old man that, like, kept falling asleep before was a doctor? He was a doctor? That's wild. Former lieutenant in the British Army here, don't you know? Chaps like me were born ready. Clean crockery, clean cutlery, and a clean conscience. His lordship's motto is very appropriate here, I think. Everything will be Hold on. I need to give this dude a fucking goop. Everything will be stereoscopic in the future. Absolutely everything, and I'm ready for it. God damn. I don't understand it. I can't have left it in here. It's not possible. But could I have? Women indispensable in society. Stop. Female-centric future awaits. Stop. Is he... hello? Good day. I am visiting London for sightseeing, and I am... well, I skipped. I have no idea. We'll never know what he wanted to say. Is something wrong, Runo? Oh, not exactly. It's just... I'm fairly sure I recognize these jurors. Almost all of them, in fact. Really? Funny coincidences like that do happen from time to time, don't they? But it's quite strange. The jurors are chosen at random from London's 6 million inhabitants, you know. Really now? That's wild, considering we keep getting the same people in there. So I've been led to believe, but something tells me I'm being duped. Very well. Now, Lord Van Zeeks, the court calls upon the prosecution to introduce the facts of the case. As you wish, my lord. Allow me to begin with a word of warning to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury. In short, there's never been a more self-evident case of cold-blooded murder. Well, I just used the same voice twice. The victim, Mr. Pop Wendebank, proprietor of a pawn shop on Baker Street, was shot from behind and died instantly. The prosecution presents this photographic print of the crime scene. Yep, he is certainly dead, with a bullet hole in his back. As the court will observe, there's a single bullet wound just below the gentleman's left shoulder. The evidence suggests that the bullet pierced the man's heart, resulting in near-instant death. I mean, again, like, isn't, like, a heart wound... If you're shot in the heart, surely it's not instant. The heart is a very stubborn muscle. I don't, like, unless you go into shock. Shock will actually just do it. But I feel like it would, like, the heart, even though it was punctured severely and exploded, I feel like it would still try. I feel like it would still try to do it. Which would be extremely painful. Moving on to the findings of Scotland Yard's coroner, this report states that the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory. And what's that supposed to tell us? It means the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself. Someone like the accused, you might say. The prosecution wishes to present the autopsy report and crime scene photograph as evidence, my lord. Indeed, the court accepts. Hand them to the bailiff, please. Ooh, let me sit up a little bit. Ooh, there we go. Hold on. Moving the phone. There we go. Let me just... It's bothering me. Had to recalibrate as well. Don't worry. I said not to worry, Acolights. What are you talking about? Let me just... Yep. That works. Need to make sure everything's working, you know. That's the only way you could do it. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Whoop, 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 whoop. Wouldn't be a light stream if it isn't for scuff of some sort. Photograph of the victim. Okay, single bullet wound in the back. I now ask the court to turn its attention to this plan of establishment where the incident occurred. Yep. That is accurate. The proprietor was found in the storeroom where he kept articles pawned to him. A windowless room with a single point of entry, a door to the main shop that was found locked. In this sealed chamber, there were only 2 persons present. The victim, Mr. Windibank, and the accused. Yep, that was Gina, right? Oh! It may have... I saw the Russian terrorist and I was like, ah yes, Russian accent. It may further interest the court to know that when the accused was discovered at the scene, she had in her hand the gun used to fire the fatal bullet. Yeah, that is a little concerning. Well, that's that then, isn't it? Nothing more to say.
Isn't that grubby little girl a pickpocket anyway? She's one of those filthy drabs that live in the slums of the East End.
Oh, well, it was only a matter of time before she got blood on her hands then. What are the juries waiting for? The girl's guilty as hell. Hey! You can't jump to conclusions like that. We have to assume that she's innocent. Come on. Innocent until proven guilty. Is that not how courts work here? Huh? My learned Nipponese friend. It is you who mustn't jump to conclusions. The prosecution has barely begun presenting its case. Oh my god. Just realized my controller is still on and it is vibrating. Conveniently, this appalling act of murder did not go unobserved. There were witnesses. Oh, is one of them perhaps short and the same height as Gina? After their testimony, this girl's true nature will be exposed. Pitiful pickpurse or cold-hearted killer. Here's to establishing the truth. Yeah, I'll toast to that. Gina is looking very unbothered right now. She's just like, yeah, what of it? The court will take the floor plan and firearm into evidence. Hand them to the bailiff, please, Lord Van Zeeks. Hell yeah, at once, my lord. Crime scene floor plan has been entered into the court record. Sweet, sweet, sweet. And his revolver. Okay. This is not good. You got that right. But first, as with all things we get, we gotta inspect. We gotta inspect it first. Okay. Okay, nope, this is literally just, okay, this is literally just a, man, this magnifying glass is wild. But there's nothing to inspect there, but I will examine this one. Well, I mean, Mr. Windibank's gun. The cylinder is completely empty.
Mr. Windibank always used to keep this gun to hold on to his shop counter.
Yeah, but only with a single bullet loaded. I understand.
That's right, to keep all the pawned articles that were in his care safe.
I was about to say cafe for some reason. But his one bullet fired that night and the poor man lost his life. Was he protecting his shop, I wonder? Trying to keep the articles safe? That is a very good question, Iris. Good question indeed. Yep, nope, I'm not seeing anything else. Okay. Dying, don't mind me.
I feel like the mood in here has turned very gloomy all of a sudden, Runo.
I agree, Iris. Don't worry. Don't worry, though. I know this is your first time as a defense assistant, but you're doing fine. I think that's because it has. Oh my god, he flourished. Let us begin. Bring forth the witnesses to the foul murder of Mr. Pop Windibank on 16th April of this year. Oh. Bro. Those are the shadiest people I have ever seen. Ever. Look at them. Look at them. Name is Nash Skulkin. Occupation is, baddie. Professional baddie.
Name's Ringo Skulkin. Occupation's, same as him.
Tobias Gregson, Scotland Yard Inspector.
That's right. We're what they call
The three Skulkin brothers. Three. Yo, Gregson, these are your siblings? They are looking at him expectantly. What are you looking at me like that for? Don't let me in with you lot.
Cor blimey, that's cold. Don't you know what we're going through? It's all out above. Lost contact of what we have, so we're scouring every shitty corner of the capital. And then last night we came across you, the very spit of the old bloke. Isn't that right, Ringo? It is, Nash, it is. Very spit of him. So we decided what we was gonna do, we was gonna call you.
Big bruv sulky. Wow, that's depressing. Come on, leave it out, you two. Sulky Skulkin? That's before he's run out of chips. Well then, Inspector Sulky Gregson. Begging your pardon, my lord, but my name's Tobias. What I would like to know, Inspector, is what you are doing in the witness stand. The Skulkin brothers are currently under arrest, my lord, on suspicion of theft. Thieves are there? Are these three? Why are you lumping in with me with... No, that is not me. I am not part of these two. Yeah. 2 nights ago, these brothers illegally entered the establishment with intent to burgle. In the course of their nefarious activities, they became embroiled in a far more sinister crime. By Jove, you mean to say, what an extraordinary coincidence! Oh yeah, a coincidence that Gina was also there to steal stuff. Indeed, my lord, while attempting to burglarize the pawnbrokery, they witnessed its proprietor's murder. But they didn't. Look at how short he is! Look at that! Like, he has to stand in a goddamn crate. Are you sure? The various trespasses of these brothers is not the subject of today's proceedings, though they will naturally face trial in the very near future. With your lordship's permission, I'd like to remain in the stand to keep these gents on the straight and narrow. Of course, Inspector. Skeptical as I am about the caliber of these witnesses, I will permit them to take the stand. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin, you will now testify before the court. Describe the events of the night in question and what exactly you saw.
Happy to. Oh, 'cause a skulkin's never skulkin'.
What? Doesn't that mean you're always skulking? Get out of it. I don't care about you two. I'm not playing your games. Witness testimony. Illegal entry.
We was walking down Baker Street in the small hours, and the gaff's door was ajar, see? It was like some kind of sign, begging for us to go in, it was. But once we got inside, cold lummy, we heard a gunshot from the back room. We went to see what was, but the door was locked from the outside. We never done nothing, Governor. We never took nothing. We just left it there, nice and quiet.
Yeah, that's kind of like not a lot that you said right there. You didn't give any sort of details. At the precise moment these miscreants entered the property, an even more sinister crime was afoot. The witness testimony is consistent with the crime scene in every detail. The door providing access to the storeroom from the Stop that light. Oh my god. Yawning. It's too early for that shit. The doors providing access to the storeroom from the main shop was indeed locked from the inside, and within, only the victim and the accused were found. Oh, God, excuse me. I must say it does appear to be an overwhelmingly simple case. Still, the defense may cross-examine the witnesses now, of course. Counsel, if you please. Sure. Counsel? Yes. What's the matter, Runo? Sorry, I was just stunned into silence for a minute by the blatant lies being told by that pair in the stand. I know that's all nonsense because I saw it with my own eyes. I'll just have to expose their testimony for the pack of lies it is. Yeah, these two ain't got nothing, Ryunosuke. Grill 'em. It's grillin' time. Oh yeah, okay. The door was ajar. I actually do believe that because Gina probably left it open. Hey, the front door of Windbanks was ajar, you say? What time of night was this?
Must have been about 1 victim, right, Ringo?
Yeah, I'd say so. Right, Soki?
How would I know? I wasn't even there. The place would have been shut at 1 in the morning, just like every other shop in town. Well, it was pitch black inside, it's true. Ain't that right, Ringo?
I'm not so sure, Nash. I seem to remember a little light burning inside. What about you, Soki, me old mucker?
Leave me alone. I don't even know how I got dragged into this mess.
There's definitely a small lamp burning inside. That's what alerted us to the situation in the first place.
And when these gentlemen ventured into the open establishment, the accused, Miss Gina Lestrade, had already the muzzle of her gun trained on the unfortunate victim.
No. That is pure conjecture.
Ha! Perhaps, but it changes nothing.
It changes everything. If you say she had the gun to his back when she actually didn't have the gun to his back, as it turns out, that kind of changes the whole fucking thing, Van Zeeks.
These brothers inadvertently wandered into the middle of a cold-blooded murder, simply because they found the door of the victim's establishment open and ventured inside.
Right, that's what happened.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no, you guys are fucking laughably bad. It was like some kind of son begging for us to go in, it was. Yeah, so why? What are you trying to suggest? That you had to go in?
Well, God moves in mysterious ways, they say, don't they say, Ringo?
They do, Nash, they do. Must have been some sort of providence, I reckon.
God's will often presents itself as the whim of as the whim of thieves, does it?
It weren't no whim, I'm dead sure of that.
It weren't, Nash, it weren't, like we said at the time.
You don't just find doors open in the middle of the night like that. Nah, there's no two ways about it.
It was a shot that our long-lost brother was inside.
They're not very good liars, are they?
Well, you can't deny it. It led us to a bloke what looks like our bruv.
He does not give a single shit. He's like, yeah, whatever, go on. Those chips are getting a chomping today. It's kind of amazing he has so many.
But once we got inside, God blimey lummy, we heard a gunshot from the back room.
Yeah, really now. A gunshot, you say? Just the one. Are you sure about that?
Yep, just the one, Governor. I swear to that.
It was, Nash, it was. Ain't that right, bruv?
The firearm used belonged to the victim himself.
Yes, Mr. Windibanks always used to leave his gun lying around on the counter.
Right, I remember. It was just kind of sitting there.
When we examined it, we found the revolver was completely out of rounds.
That makes sense. Mr. Windibank always used to say he only ever kept a single bullet loaded.
That's true. I remember him saying that as well.
So we could say with considerable certainty that only a single round was discharged from the firearm used as the murder weapon. Yes, my lord, we can. And I should remind the court that the firearm in question was discovered in the hand of the accused.
Okay, sure, yes, I get it. You hate Gina.
We went to see what was, but the door was locked from the inside.
Yeah? Do you mean the door between the main shop and the storeroom?
If my learned friend is having difficulty grasping the situation, perhaps a drawing would help.
Dude, fuck off. I know that there was a door right there, and I know it locked from one side. Stop being an asshole. It's like, I'm asking them to clarify, not for you to clarify. Bro.
Of course, there was only a little lamp room, but not much to see by.
And the door was hidden behind a curtain and all.
That's right. When we arrived, the door was mostly obscured by the curtain. Tell me, why exactly did you try to open that door? Any normal petty thief would run at the sound of a gunshot, I should think.
Oh, well, your turn to rabbit, Ringo.
Well, Nash, yeah. I suppose you'd have to say we ate normal, eh?
Broadly speaking, humans respond in one of two ways on hearing a gunshot or scream. The timid flee, gripped by fear, while the courageous investigate to see if they might help.
Van Zeek, stop sucking their dicks so hard. I literally, your mouth is just puckered for them, waiting to receive. Seriously, stop. These gentlemen are of the latter inclination, my learned Nipponi's friend, it would seem, is one of the former. Alright, somehow I just proved that I was a coward that night. Thank you, counsels. So, I believe we all understand that the door was locked and could not be opened. Proceed, witnesses. Okay.
We never done nothing, Governor. We never took nothing. We just left after nice and quiet.
Really now? What about, the whole other gunshot? You didn't do or take anything? Is that your story?
Well, it was bedtime soon as, weren't it?
It was, Nash, it was. Didn't even have time to pull me dukes out and lose the lockets.
So with no time to take your hands out your pockets, you just left nice and quietly, you say?
That's right, Governor. Nothing we have more than violence. Police-loving nibblers we are, not bludgers.
We are, Nash, we are. Never even pulled the dukes out, me Lucy lockets.
So you'd clearly like us to believe...
Eh? Come again?
As you fled from the pawnbrokers that night, did you not run into anyone else? And did you not fire a gun at that person?
Saints alive! They fired a gun, you say? Ah! Blimey, Governor!
You ain't telling us it was you in the doorway?
It was, actually, you fuckfaces. Yeah, that's right.
Why the bleeding Nora? Didn't you mention that before?
You were armed with a gun, and as you fled the scene, you fired that gun at London's greatest detective, Herlock Sholmes.
They shot Great Herschel! I did hear that, actually. There was a rumor he'd be rushed to the hospital. The Great Sholmes that's beyond the pale.
On the night in question, this pair were arrested by the police within minutes of the discovery of the crime scene. Their suspicious countenance rapidly gave them away. And when searched, a firearm was indeed found in their possession. Furthermore, the barrel shows signs of a shot having been fired from it. The prosecution invites his lordship to examine the firearm recovered from these brothers. Man, that is a very long... Excuse me. Oh my god. Oh, I apologize for that one. Yes, indeed. Remnants of powder around the muzzle, as you say, counsel. The court will hold this weapon as evidence. The Skulkin brothers' gun has been entered into the court record. Sweet. Now, my learned Nipponi's friend. Yes? Okay, hold on. Pause. Van Zeeks, you can stop sucking cock for just 1 sec. I'm gonna examine this. Okay. Nothing out of the ordinary that I'm seeing anyway. Can't actually go on there. Okay, I can only examine the barrel. Not the barrel, the, oh my god, I don't know guns. The, chambers. Chamber? Cylinders! Oh my fucking god, it was right there on the fucking screen. So there's still ammunition, still loaded in 5 of this revolver's 6 cylinders. Yes, which tells us that only a single shot has been fired from it. Exactly. The bullet that hit Hurley, in fact, isn't it? Yeah, it happened almost as soon as we'd walk in through Windebeg's door. I'll make those brothers pay. Good job. As you should, Iris. As you should. They kind of deserve it. Okay. What is it, What is it, Zanveeks? Here's to you successfully presenting the evidence. Okay. For yes, there are the telltale signs of spent powder on this gun, and a single bullet missing from the cylinder. But the prosecution demands evidence that it was fired at the scene of the crime under scrutiny in the trial. I fucking saw it, bitch. I don't need evidence because I was there. Objection. However, the rest of us in this courtroom were not. If the defense fails to provide evidence in support of its rash claim, we shall have no choice but to toast your incompetence and move on. Evidence that these two fired that gun before they left Windibanks that night. Is it not just the blood stain that was on the calendar? I think it is. The court demands that all claims are affirmed with clear proof. What evidence shows these witnesses unloaded a firearm in the pawnbroker's shop that night? Well, it was, Can I, like, present a specific one? Because it's definitely this. I mean, the bullet is right fucking there. If I present... Okay, Ace Attorney, I know you hate me, but if I present this blood samples portfolio and it's wrong, I'm going to murder whoever developed this game. Because it has a picture in it that so clearly shows a bullet and blood. Okay. Go, please. The evidence is in this portfolio. What? What on earth do you have there, Counsel? During the course of our investigations, we discovered a number of bloodstains. Not trusting the police to do their job they're trained to do. How arrogantly Nipponese of you. Oh yeah? And where... Okay, so did any of the police present the fucking blood that was on the calendar with the bullet in it? Well, anyway, we analyzed all the blood samples we found and recorded the results in this portfolio. And you claim to have the evidence the court is demanding therein? Yes, my lord. It's right fucking there. All in its green glory. No more dallying then, counsel. Present the pertinent evidence at once. What do you have in your portfolio that proves these witnesses unloaded a firearm at the scene? I wonder what could possibly... Come on! What is that? Explain! It's a photographic print with a bullet in the center of a calendar that was at Wendabanks, and it's covered in blood. From the scene of the crime, is it? Yeah. Actually, look at that shit. Is that a bullet hole? And if my eyes do not deceive me, it appears the bullet is lodged in there. Yeah. As your lordship noticed, the bullet pierced Mr. Wendabank's calendar. Right fucking there. The date shown being the 16th of April, the very day of the pawnbroker's death. The incident occurred at 1 hour after midnight, but this indicates that a separate shot had been fired sometime after the calendar had been set to the 16th. That's right. And while it isn't irrefutable, the defense believes this credible evidence that the witnesses did fire a round from their gun at the pawnbrokers that night. That's what they sound like. Look at them. Order! How does the prosecution stand, Lord Van Zeeks? Fuck. They made some good points there. But too bad they're idiots and this has no relevance to our case. That's what he's going to say. If that's the direction my learned friend wishes to take, the prosecution has no objection. What? I don't fucking believe you. But you'll forgive me for flinging my hallowed chalice aside in disgust at the repugnancy it exposes. Yes, on the night in question, these brothers entered the pawnbroker illegally. And like the bold baddies they claim to be, opened fire on the new arrivals before fleeing back onto the street.
Take it easy there, Governor. You're gonna land us in the soup. We're the deal. You ain't gonna get into them details. Tell him, Sulky. Set the bloke straight.
I have nothing to add. So he knew, did he? Van Zeeks knew their testimony would almost certainly expose the extent of their crimes. It would seem now that I owe my learned Nupino's friend a word of gratitude. What do you mean? What I mean is that you have helpfully confirmed an important fact. To what do you refer, Lord Van Zeeks? As had been established at the point of their arrest, a single shot had been fired from the brother's gun. However, if that shot found its target in Mr. Sholmes, then clearly these witnesses cannot be accused of the fatal shooting of the proprietor and victim. Yeah, I mean, we knew he was going to say that. In other words, these two men have delicious dicks that I love to wrap my lips around. Yep, look at that. Yep. That is exactly what Van Zeeks said. So that's it. What the fuck are they doing?
That's it. We didn't have nothing to do with it.
Why are you so happy? You still fucking shot someone.
We didn't, Ash. We didn't. That's what I reckon.
Your crimes include unlawful entry, intent to steal, perjury, and, let us not forget, attempted murder. Quite a catalog, eh, fellas?
Maybe. We're in for it now, bruv.
Now then, let us take a moment to consider the aforementioned great detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. It would seem the man patronized the pawnbrokers in question somewhat regularly. Where's he going with this? Mr. Sholmes appears to take pleasure in tinkering with eccentric machinery. Eccentric? Says who? Not me. Don't give me that look. He installed a pair of machines like this one in the victim's shop. Oh, that's one of Hurley's red-handed recorders. What is that, Counsel? It has the appearance of a photographic contraption. As your lordship has surmised, it is indeed a camera attached to a small timing device. Every half hour, it automatically photographs the interior of the establishment. The idea being that if a thief were to break into the shop, he would be caught red-handed. The prosecution has obtained the photographs taken by the device on the night in question. Okay. Okay, that looks normal. Okay, that also looks normal. Okay, that also looks normal. Okay, that also looks normal. As the court will observe, copious identical prints are produced in quite desultory fashion. I don't know what that means. Oh my god, I just realized that Windibanks had a picture of a lab on his desk. Oh my god, that's so cute. Oh, actually, I hope that wasn't a pawned item. Oh god, I hope that was Windibanks' dog and not just someone sold a picture of their dog. Oh, that would be so sad. Rather prodigal, I feel. In fact, there are 2 such devices in the victim's shop, my lord. One on the inside and one on the very inside? If I may refer to the court to the plan of the premises, their respective positions are here and here. That's awful placement. This guy has clearly never played Phasmophobia. You need to place the cameras at the optimal angle. And if you have one, there's no point putting it on the same wall. You have to put it on the opposite wall so it gets the exact opposite view. Come on now. Basic camera work. You say these cameras produce a print every half hour. I'm afraid to see that would help if the anticipated thief conducted his activities in one of the many 30-minute intervals. One can only pray that would-be criminal lingers, my lord. On the night in question, the witnesses currently in the stand were not caught on camera.
Yeah, that's a bit of Friar Tuck, eh, bro? Lady Luck loves a skulking.
Witnesses, at what time did you trespass begin?
Must have been just after 1. Right, bro?
Must have been, Nash. Must have been. Yeah, just gone 1.
In which case, minutes before these brothers entered the establishment. What scene might we expect to see within the shop? Let us examine the evidence. Oh, fuck. Gina! Why? Why did you do that? Oh, God, why did you... You held the gun up? Was he, like, showing it to you? He doesn't look happy that you have it? Come on. It's the defendant! Miss Gina Lestrade! Yeah, it is. Why the fuck did you do that, Gina? I mean, I know you had to get into the back, but God... You serious? As the court can clearly see. The accused is pictured, gun in hand, facing the victim over the shop counter, no doubt coercing the proprietor to open his door to the storeroom. Quite! One can only too easily imagine the events that unfolded. The court will take this photographic print as evidence, if you please, counsel. Okay, yep, it's been entered into the court record. Gina. I don't believe it! Ginny! In short, the accused is the only person who could have possibly killed Mr. Windibank. Again, untrue. Ryunosuke, don't just fucking shout. Come on. You gotta say it's untrue. I say, my lord. Who is that? Oh. Wonder if I might put in a word in on this point. Go ahead, Mr. Foreman. Took a bullet to the knee in the Battle of Maiwa in 1880, don't you know? Decorated for it and all that, but forced to retire from the service, sadly. Of course, a medal can never outshine the exploits of chaps like us on the battlefield. Yes, Mr. Foreman, and what exactly is your point here? Carried on the battle after retirement, you see. The battle of daily life, if you like. And here I am now, leading this small squadron, 6 men, all good and true. And we'll all go down together, you mark my words, one for all and all for one. Okay. I'm, like, amazed they let Van Zeeks just fucking drink in the middle of court. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury have reached agreement, have they? Is that what we are to understand? Well, Mr. Foreman, is that correct? In a matter of speaking, yes, that is the Garnip Squadron position, sir. What? No, it's too soon to make a judgment here. Status report to the court, man on the nibble. His lordship insists on promptitude at all times, and that goes for making decisions, too. I think you'll find the truth is as clear as day now. I could reach out and touch it. I wouldn't have left it in there. I just wouldn't. But in all honesty, I can't actually remember. Situation clear. Stop. No room for doubt. Stop. Truth now undeniable. Stop. I am very sorry, poor brothers. They are unlucky. Very well. I now call upon each member of the jury to state his or her leaning in this matter. Announce your considered verdicts to the court.
Guilty.
Bruh.
Guilty.
Okay.
Guilty.
I don't know why you're saying guilty. You don't even know what's going on. Guilty. Guilty. Oh man, maybe I should have used his actual voice. No, that's too late. I already gave him the bad Russian accent. It does indeed appear that the jury is unanimous in its learning already. That photograph. It must be the definitive evidence that Gregson mentioned. But Ginny didn't shoot him. No, of course not. My lord, the defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination. You have anything to say, Van Zeeks? You got some pissing matches to throw, huh? You angry about that we're doing?
So you refuse to admit defeat again? How surprising.
Shut up, Van Zeeks. Yeah, of course it's unsurprising. Why would we not question the jury about why they think what they think? Okay. Mr. Foreman, are all members of the jury ready?
Absolutely.
Oh, hold on. What? Absolutely, sir. Always ready for action in my chest. Very good. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have determined the defendant to be guilty. Okay. Now we gotta listen. Judicial findings. Okay, the jurors' contentions. All the evidence clearly points the finger of guilt at this young Picatontine. Excuse me. Oh my god, that was a big one. As a housemaid, I should like to see all filthy eyesores promptly and rigorously eliminated. I think you'll find that if you look at that photograph in stereo, the truth will just pop out. If I have left it in there, I should think there'll be repercussions by now. Mind made up. Stop. Global radio transmission of verdict to follow. Stop. In motherland, we say never judge by clothes, judge by head. I am now convinced brothers are innocent. Okay. The circumstances of the crime and evidence do indeed implicate the defendant rather comprehensively. The storeroom locked from the inside in which the victim and the accused were discovered alone, and in the accused's hand the fatal revolver, the firing of which was heard by these witnesses. You know, in all of this, why is no one questioning why, if she was the killer, why instead of, because the storeroom was locked from the inside, why instead of shooting him and, I don't know, opening the door and leaving, did she decide to lay down and take a nap? Why would that be like the optimal thing for her to have done in that situation? Come on. Not to mention this print! Taken from a chap who's seen action on the battlefield. That young girl on the verge of pulling the volley trigger. Yeah, it's true. It's proper gun safety. You never want to have your finger on the trigger unless you want to fire it. Thanks a lot, Mr. Sholmes. Oh dear, Hurley's cameras were supposed to help, not hinder. I'm afraid I think you have an uphill struggle ahead of you. But Gina didn't shoot Mr. Wonderbank. Which means there's more to this situation than we've yet to see. Agreed. Wait, I didn't say that out loud. Iris, how did you know what I said? You have the floor, counsel. Proceed with the summation examination. I am going to move my chair a little bit. Leaning back. Gotta be comfy when I'm reading these dialogues, Okay. Let's question why all of these people decide to think what they think. Jury examination. The defense's rebuttal. Okay. I mean, I'm just gonna kind of ignore all of you. And okay, what are you talking? Did you leave? Oh. Oh, wait. Was Sholmes actually shot and this guy was the guy who did surgery? He didn't leave something inside of Sholmes, did he? Oh, no. Yes, excuse me, sir. What are you doing on a jury again? What exactly have you been muttering about all this time, sir? You keep talking about having left something somewhere, or something like that.
So sorry. As you could probably tell, I'm a surgeon.
A surgeon? That totally passed me by.
Of course, people conducting surgery in this country aren't considered to be doctors. Oh, no. Even though me and my kind are at the forefront of medical science, the real brains on the field.
So, what is it that you think you've left behind?
Oh, well, that's a little embarrassing, to be honest. You see, I was operating on someone yesterday, standard thing, went in through the abdomen. Well, when I'd finished the procedure, I couldn't find my scalpel anywhere.
Oh, yep. That might be inside of Sholmes.
Exactly. Surely not, you say to yourself, don't you? Worrying, isn't it? That's what's been troubling me this whole time. Could I really have left my scalpel inside the fellow's belly? No, of course I couldn't. So, there you have it. Like I said, a little embarrassing, really.
That's one way of putting it. The other is manslaughter.
That's exactly my concern, and seeing as this case appears to be all but sewn up, I need to focus on trying to remember exactly what I've sewn up elsewhere. Now, I'm sure I made sure everything was back as it should be. Well, as sure as you can be without being sure.
I'm sure you need to be more sure. About everything, really. Okay. Okay. What about you? Because, I mean, he seems convinced. But that makes sense because of, like, the print and stuff. You are just saying, filth, clean it up. You're always like this. Why are you even on the jury? This is the second time you've done that. Polishing the bench, I see. Again.
A maid's work is never done. Not a blemish must remain.
What exactly do you mean by filthy eyesores?
On my way to market for his lordship, I have to pass through the East End. The place is full of beggars, pick-pursers, and crossmen, the scum of the earth.
A little harsh, perhaps.
Let me be plain. If it were up to me, all those back slums would be made spick and span or eradicated. At least we have people like the great detective working to achieve these important goals.
You're referring to Mr. Herlock Sholmes?
That's right. I like to keep abreast of his exploits by reading Grant's magazine in between my duties. He does wonders cleaning up London's streets. In my opinion, he should be declared an honorary maid of the capital.
Yeah, no, I don't think a maid is really his thing. Maybe a maestro. He's really good at playing a violin.
It's really quite unforgivable. Gutter scum having the audacity to shoot our very greatest detective.
Minor detail. It was the two brothers in the stand who shot Mr. Sholmes, not the defendant.
A minor detail indeed. They're all gutter scum as far as I'm concerned.
Well, it just might be an idea to get our facts straight anyway.
Yes, all right. I shall amend my statement. Those brothers are the scum of the earth. They should swing for shooting the great...
Okay, good. You know, we might as well just question all of them. I don't trust any of these fuckers. You're Mr. Natsume's landlord, Mr. Girdeb, aren't you? We really must stop meeting like this.
You're that lawyer chap. Well, here's a turn for the books. Yes, rather a turbulent time we've had back then.
Some extraordinary events took place at your house, that's for sure. Luckily, Mr. Sholmes and I were able to get to the bottom of it all. I think we did rather a lot for you, didn't we? I mean, obviously. I wouldn't be suggesting that therefore you should change your leaning to not guilty or anything. Oh, whoops.
Can't be denied, I suppose. The curse of the Girdeb's house was the dog of the town after that business. Lodgers moved out, and I couldn't get a bally soul to take up the tenacities.
Oh.
Haven't had the heart to break the news to Joni yet. But enough that the old girl's clapped up.
Clapped up? What does that mean?
Yes, can't be denied, you did do rather a lot, but not for us, that's for dashed certain.
I suppose not.
Course. Well, there can be no suggestion of that being the reason I'm leaning towards guilty here, obviously.
Obviously. But honestly, I really wish he'd pay more attention to the trial and less to juror number 2. Oh my god, I just realized that. He's like paying attention to her because... Yeah, no, yeah, he does keep glancing at her. He's just like, oh my god, a fucking maid. Holy shit. What about you? Okay. In stereo. Oh my god, wait, that's right. Oh my god, yeah, no, he's right, because there should be 2. There should be 2 from that angle. What did you mean, look at the photograph in stereo? Sorry? What? Don't you know? If you look at the photographic print normally, it looks as though the pickpocket girl is about to shoot the victim, obviously. But there's no indication that the defendant ever fired the gun. All I'm saying is that if you look at the same print in stereo, it could reveal all sorts of new information. By any chance, are you a fan of stereoscopes? Ooh, how did you know? Yeah, it's definitely just a lucky guess here. It never gets old seeing 2 prints merge into one before your eyes. It's extraordinary, it's captivating, it's the height of modernity. Of course. Oh, yes, I think you'll find that stereoscope is here to stay, giving us new perspective we could only dream of before. It's the greatest invention the world has ever seen. If only it could give me a new perspective on this case, I might agree with you. If I'm left it in... Okay. Ignore you. Okay. Like, why... Are you just like... Is she allowed to be texting people? That's Amogus in real life, for real power. Is she allowed to be sending messages right now? I feel like the answer is no. Because that's essentially just the equivalent of the jury texting in court. And it's like, that's a big no-no, right? Hold on, let me move my monitor closer to me so I can actually see. There we go. No, actually, let us question you. What is up, juror number 4? Sorry, radio transmission? What do you mean? Oh, God, excuse me. Are you from the Far East? Stop. Yes, from the Empire of Japan. All communication with Far Eastern nations used to take place by mail. Royal Mail streamers... Not streamers, I'm a streamer. That is not what I meant. Royal Mail steamers take more than a month to complete the journey. Ah, but now we have the electric telegram, so we can send messages using electrical signals. Thousands of miles of cables have been laid along the ocean beds, connecting the entire world. Thousands of miles of cable? On the ocean bed? Being attacked by sharks at all times? It's wild. You are well informed, young lady. But cables will soon become a thing of the past. Stop. And just when I was starting to catch up. Radio transmission is the future. Stop. Messages carried over airwaves to 4 corners of the globe. Stop. Excitement growing. Stop. Atmospheric electric. Stop. Electric boogaloo. Right. Try not to wear out your fingers. Era of wireless telegraphy. Stop. Driving technological revolution. Stop. And people say inventions like the stereoscope are the height of technology. What utter piffle. I can't understand it. I really can't. They're just silly toys. Oh, man. Oh, he is pissed.
Excuse me.
What's up? Juror number 3, sorry to interrupt when you're obviously fuming, but... What? Do you perhaps have something to say about juror number 5's last remark? As if I couldn't guess. Oh, you bet I do. Say that again. Go on. I dare you. Goodness, are you talking to me? I think he just might be, yes. You think stereoscopes are just toys, do you, huh? Absolutely. I mean, really. A machine to view photographs in 3 dimensions. What on earth would you not just use your eyes to look at the world around you? It's all 3-dimensional. What a great way to appease the man. Surely. No, I'm sorry. Stereoscopes are of no practical use at all. Oh, man. Oh, look at him. You know, this, like... 100% the reason why they keep telling us about stereoscopes is because the 2 cameras that Sholmes had are like side by side. So once we see the other print and we see them both at once, we're going to see the full picture and it's not going to be what it looks like. Pardon? I think you'll find that viewing a photograph through a stereoscope can unlock all sorts of possibilities. I'm obviously going to have to demonstrate. What sort of possibilities? Well, take a crime scene for example.
If you had a pair of photographs from a crime scene that you could view through a stereoscope, it could reveal hidden clues you've never even noticed before. What? Have you got any, Runo? Any prints we could look at with a stereoscope? Absolutely. How about this print here? It should do the trick, I think. Yeah.
Take that!
Yeah. Alright then. Juror number 3. Are you saying you could do this with any 2 suitable photographic prints? Of course I can. Okay, very well then. I'd like you to demonstrate. I'd be delighted to. Just give me one more print and I'll amaze you all. Oh. Shit. Crap. I kind of already gave him that one. Can I give him the other one? I don't know. Can this turn over at all? No. Man, I'm kind of like amazed how far in this magnifying glass goes. Look at him! Look at him! He's a good boy! He's a good boy! Just chilling on the table in a photograph. I don't know. I guess I'll present the same thing. Wait, sorry? What do you mean, one more print? Oh dear, don't you have these in the Far East? Don't you know how a stereoscope works? Runo? What? You need 2 photographs for a stereoscope, remember? That is true. Zeeks, you have the other one. You know, one for the left eye, one for the right. Yes. But both of them... Okay, oh, yes, I remember now. But the print we have from the pawnbroker is just a normal photograph. No, I think you'll find that the clue is in the name. It's a stereoscope, not a monoscope. You always need 2 prints. Thanks for the friendly explanation. Well, if we obtain another print at some point later in the trial, we can always show it to this young man then. Okay. Ah! Joyous day! I think you'll find that know-it-all expression is really starting to annoy me.
Let's get things back on track, shall we, Council?
Ah, right. We did get, like... Okay, 3 dimensions, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, we never saw if she actually said anything else. Let's see if she says anything else. I'm just gonna spam spacebar. Press it! Press it to the limit! Press it! Press it to the limit! Come on! Come on! Skip! Okay. Really can't, they're just silly toys. Okay. Yeah, don't spare any feelings, will you? It's not like there's anyone here who likes stereoscopes. So, why exactly do you think that the defendant is guilty? It's quite simple. We haven't been shown a scrap of evidence to suggest that she isn't the culprit, and just as radio waves dash through the skies faster than the eye can see, so we should dash to the conclusion of this trial and stop pandering to indecision. Why did she say it there? Indecision? Why did you add a T? This motherfucker can't talk. Yeah, no, okay, same thing. What about you? You are literally just like a terrorist, aren't you?
Hold it!
Please tell me you're not Violin Bolshevik, the Russian revolutionary. Revolutionary? Duh. I believe there is such a rumor. It's just a rumor? As you see, I have unfortunate appearance. I look like vicious criminal. Your words, not mine. I just want to point that out. People call me a revolutionary, murderer, autocrat. And which glove fits? Well, all of them, to be honest. Good day. I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take past to Crystal Tower, please. Yeah, you were kind of just talking just fine before then. Right, that didn't sound staged at all. You'll forgive me for having my doubts. To be treated like vicious criminal all the time, it is very painful. People do not realize. So I have much sympathy for these brothers. People say they are criminals only because of how they look.
Well, I mean, how they look and act and, you know, shoot people and rob stores and think it's an ultimate providence of God to go into an open door. You know, just all these things. All these things that are... every one of those things make them look more like criminals. The Skulkin brothers? Da, maybe they went inside pawnbroker's shop. But they have done nothing wrong, and that is all I went to say. The Skulkin brothers did nothing wrong that night? Alright, well, first of all, that's one not-so-little misunderstanding I'll need to clear up straight away. Tell me something, Iris.
What is it, Runo?
The jurors are chosen at random from the inhabitants of London town, aren't they?
Yes, it's amazing, isn't it?
In that case, how the ever-loving fuck did he get chosen for it, huh? Yeah.
I wish I knew.
You know, is the reason why, like, is the jury being the same part of that whole conspiracy that I'm talking about? It might not even be a conspiracy. It might just be, like, coincidence. Like, cosmic coincidence, but I don't believe it. I don't believe it for one fucking second. If I can't change the mind of more than half of these 6 jurors, the trial will be over.
But we know that Ginny would never shoot anyone.
Yeah, so we need to find contradictions in what these jurors are saying and pit them against each other. I must be ready to go whatever lengths I have to convince them of Gina's innocence. Okay, let's see. Okay. Those brothers are... Oh. Hey, you! You're saying those brothers should swing for shooting the great detective. And you're saying they are completely innocent.
Objection!
Fight, fight, fight. Fight, fight, fight. Fight, 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 fight. Good Lord, counsel, explain yourself.
Oh my statement contradictory?
What the fuck does that mean? Juror number 6, you've got the wrong end of the stick. I do not have stick, I have mouse. As juror number 2 said earlier, when the Skulkin brothers fled the scene on the night in question, they fired a shot from their revolver.
Yes, they shot poor Mr. Sholmes in the abdomen, I understand.
Surely you're not going to tell me the court now that you didn't hear. Abdomen. A, B, D... Sir? Sorry, my English is still learning. You are telling the court you didn't hear. Forgive me, I did not hear. Here is word abdomen, part of person's body containing stomach and other vital organs. If this is what you mean, you should say in plain English. I am Russian, not native speaker. Literally just say stomach, don't say abdomen then. We thought it was a good idea to let this man be on the jury again. So. Calm down, little mousey. You are very good. You are very good, mouse. You just wait there while daddy thinks. You are telling me these brothers who look like criminals were lying? They said before we never done nothing, but truth is they shot detective. This is double negative. Yeah, actually, that's exactly right. Lying is wrong, especially when lie is said by a person who looks like criminal. That makes you look even more like criminal. Yeah, that's surprisingly prejudiced coming from you. This means, when they said we never took nothing, maybe it was also a big fat lie. Is this true? Well, according to the police report, no stolen goods were found, so... Enough! I trust no one now! It's not the mouse's fault, though, sir. You should stop squeezing it so hard. I must see with my own eyes. I must investigate crime scene myself. I'm afraid that won't be possible.
Yes, it is, Runo. Easily.
Sorry? What the fuck?
With the prints from Hurley's red-handed recorder. If you compare the print that pictures Ginny and the next print from half an hour later, you'll be able to see the straight away if anything was taken or not. Cooey, Mr. Prosecutor.
Tut, calling on the prosecution in the middle of a summation examination of all times. The print showing the accused threatening the victim after she broke into the shop is this one. Wait, did he just give us another print? Following this, the victim and the accused moved into the storeroom. Meanwhile, the Skulkin brothers entered the shop and summarily heard the fatal gunshot ring out. Sadly, none of these This is the print procured by the camera half an hour later, after the brothers' flight.
Okay. Well, the dog picture's still there. That's good, that's good. This was taken after Hurley was shot then. As far as I can tell, nothing has been taken.
That does seem to be the case. I can't notice anything that's obviously missing in the second print.
What about the other half?
So, the brothers who look like criminals told only one lie. They shot men, but they stole nothing.
It would seem so, yes.
Good. My faith in people is restored. They are innocent.
No, not good.
You were right. I did not understood situation. Now I know brothers have lied. I think it is very important to continue a trial. Innocent.
You know, of all the people to vote innocent first, I did not think he would be it.
Yay! Well done, Runo. The balance is shifting.
Well, it's a start, I suppose. There must be more in what these jurors are saying that I can use to expose the truth. And if I could do that, we might just turn the situation to our favor still.
Thank you, counsel. Continue with the summation examination. And kindly hand that new photographic print to the bailiff to be filed as evidence.
The post-shooting photograph has been entered into the court record. Okay, another print in the court record. I wonder if we can make use of that.
Wait, so like... In Lake of Lies are many dead fish. We must find the truth. Therefore, I say not guilty verdict.
Okay, so that's interesting. So it just becomes like that really calm forest green when they... Oh, fuck. I didn't mean to go another one. No! Yes, I'm aware. I'm aware. Please, let me just continue. Okay. All the evidence... okay. That's not from a slightly different location, though, is it? Photograph of Gina, post-shooting photograph. I mean, looking at it right here, it looks like the thing in the middle shifts. Oh, these are from two different angles. Yeah, no, they're from two different angles, all right, because look at that. They're shifting. They shifting, Acolights. I would like to... Wait, if I press him on that... Can it really show up new clues, though? Don't know unless you try. How about this print here? It should do the trick, I think. Okay, let us give you this print. Nope, I meant to present it to you.
Take that!
Okay, yes, literally take it. Juror number 3. Are you saying you could do this with 2 photographic samples? Of course I can. Very well then, I'd like you to demonstrate. I'd be delighted to. Just give me one more print and I'll maze you all. Okay, which one did I just give him? I think I gave him that first one, so I will give him this one. Alright, these 2 prints were both taken with the same camera in Windibanks on the night in question. Yes, I see. Tell me, Mr. Lawyer, do you know how stereographic images work? Do you understand the principle? Well, I think so. I did have a lesson only yesterday. It has to be from a slightly different angle. The left and right eye images need to be the same, only with a slight shift in the positions of the same object. Then, when your brain merges the 2 images together inside your head, it notices a shift as if it were depth. Yeah, look at that. Cute. Yes, exactly. It's that small shift between certain objects at the 2 pictures that's really important. So what happens if you use 2 photographs that are exactly the same then? No, obviously that wouldn't work at all. Not for seeing the scene 3-dimensionally anyway. Oh! Of course, now I see. Ah, I think the young girl has discovered the secret. I have. Oh, God, Iris. I can't take you seriously when you do that. Can you uncross your eyes before you tell me? Duh. Have another look at these 2 pictures from Hurley's camera, Runo. Go on. Yeah, they are slightly different. Can you see that there's a really obvious difference between them? Of course there is. There are 2 people in the first and no people in the second. Well, yes, you could say that straight away, but now, try looking at the pictures in 3 dimensions. Alright, I'll give it a go. So to start with, you have to cross your eyes, and then blah, 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 blah. Yup. I am not crossing my eyes to try and do that. It's not. Let's see if by crossing my eyes I can make the quill pens from each picture overlap in the middle. Is it gonna show me, maybe? Wait.
Well, did you manage to see it properly, Runo?
Oh, fuck, I didn't. Oh my god. I'm not very good at this. That's the trouble.
Oh, don't worry, I have just the thing. I happened to bring with me a portable...
Oh my god. Yes, thank you, Iris. You are a lightsaver.
I know.
Oh, I know I mentioned this yesterday, but if you've had that contraption with you from the outset, you could have saved me staring at Windabank and Gina like I hate them all the time.
And if you remember, I said in reply that it's much more satisfying to be able to see the effect with your own eyes. Anyway, why don't we try using this helpful little aid now?
Hell yeah! Photos combine! Yeah, that was shifted. That was shifted as hell. Now, let's see what we've got. Wait, look at that! Ugh! What's going on with these two pictures? Some of the things on the counter sort of jump out at you. Oh my god. I was not expecting it to just fucking show us the judge with his eyes crossed like that. And of course Van Zeeks is the one who's using the fucking tool for it. Oh my god. Yeah, Power, that threw me off guard. Seeing the judge with the cross eyes was so funny. Holy shit, it caught me off guard so badly. Yes, that's it, you see! That's the other amazing thing of stereoscopes. Other amazing power? Is someone going to explain this black magic, eh? Why the deuce do some of these things on the counter seem to jump out at you like that?
I think you'll find that if you consider the basic principle of the stereoscope, you'll answer your own question. Basic principles of the stereoscope?
As I said before, if you try to look at two identical pictures using a stereoscope, it won't work at all. It's a slight shift in the positions of certain objects that lets you see pictures three-dimensionally. In other words, even though at first glance it seems the objects on the counter haven't moved at all between the two pictures, it shows that actually there must have been a slight shift in their positions.
Yes, there must have been.
Hell yeah. Now, hold fire there, sir. I got a reasonable grasp on this whole cross-eyed business now, I'd say. Why the devil does the shift between the two prints exist in the first place? Well, what's the answer, fellow? Come on, you're the cross-eyed master. What? Me? Oh, the first idea.
You know, Runo, it's quite simple.
It is?
Just think it through step by step. The first photograph was taken at 1 o'clock a.m. Then, 30 minutes later, the second photograph was taken. But the position of some items on the counter appears to have shifted slightly in the interim.
So that means someone touched it in that half-hour interval. Yes, exactly, Ryunosuke. Zookers! Someone tampered?
New information. Stop. Not mentioned in testimony so far. Stop.
Yeah, we have had to go around in circles a little here, it seems. But I'm starting to see what I should be aiming at in the summation examination now. Ladies and gentlemen, the question now is clear. We know the items on the countertop were moved, but by whom? Are you suggesting you might know? Of course. I can tell you right now who's responsible for the almost imperceptible shift on the items on the counter. Is it Sholmes? Well, I mean, if it's from the same counter, it can't be. Oh my god, I completely forgot that Eggs Benedict was still here. Holy fuck, I don't know. It's not Sholmes. Windabank, maybe? Who would be responsible for it? Well, I mean, the only two people in there at the time that we know of was him and Gina. Then the other two came in later. Oh god, I'm gonna get this wrong. Like I don't think there's any way that I can answer. Like, part of me wants to say Sholmes because he set up 2 different cameras and the other one can be the other print. But someone else, like... But if it came from the same camera, then that means that it was moved. Wendebank? I mean, I feel like it has to be either Wendebank, Gina, or Sholmes. I don't know. Wendebank, maybe? Oh my god, I can scroll wheel through them? I didn't even realize that. Okay, let's, Wendebank? I have no fucking clue. Like, who would have shifted it? I mean, I'll go with Wendebank. I don't think that's it. Quite clearly, it was the work of this meddler. Well, shit. That is not great. Not great at all. Who's responsible for the impeachable shift in the direction of this trial toward the absurd? Let me guess. Me? Yep, it is me. Okay, hold on. Give me a sec. I'm not about it. I am not about it. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Okay, I'm literally just seeing, because we've done it. The fuck? What? I literally just, because like sometimes this game, like, it's just like, I felt like it was one of those 3. It has to have been someone who was in Wendebanks when everything was going on, doesn't it? Well, Wendebank was in Wendebanks when that happened. That narrows down quite a lot. Well, I mean, they could have stolen something. That is true. Because, like, I literally just looked it up. It is one of the brothers. But, like, why... It's specifically this brother. So, like, I'm not understanding. Like, if I say this brother, why would it, like, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't. Sometimes this game is very specific for no reason. It was the witness currently in the stand, the Skulkin brothers. Wait, if I chose either of them, would it have called out both of them? Wait! This does not agree with what brother said in testimony before. They said that they did not even have time to pull dukes from Lucy lockets. My phrasebook says dukes is meaning of hands, and Lucy lockets is meaning pockets. But is this another lie? Squeak! I agree, Mr. Mouse. I'm sorry. Is this what you are saying? Yes, I'm afraid so. Now, hold on a minute. You can't be sure of that. I quite agree. The accused is a common pick-purse, after all. It's perfectly possible that she went through the things on the desk to see what she might steal. I think that's unlikely. And why exactly? As you can see from this photographic print, the defendant was pointing the gun at the victim. It would seem, as my learned friend indicated, that she was coercing Mr. Wendebank to open the storeroom door. In other words, Miss Lestrange's interest lay within the storeroom, not in the main shop, giving her no reason to touch anything on the counter. All of which points to one thing. The Skulkin brothers have omitted key facts in their testimony. No. But the accused is a pick-purse, common gutter trash. Why look any further in the wrongdoing here? Because the Skulkin brothers are thieves, madam. No better, in fact worse than a pick-purse. Unbelievable. I believe that these brothers were looking for something on the victim's counter that night. Yeah, isn't that right? Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if you would condemn the defendant on the ground that she's a pickpocket, would it not at least be right and proper to thoroughly scrutinize testimony given against her by 2 thieves? Well said. Thanks. I, for one, would like to hear more from that shady pair. Not guilty. Wait. He did that with his head. Wait. Are those literally, like, gloves from the surgery? Why do you still have those on? Can you all see now? I think you'll find stereoscopes aren't playthings. You'll see their extraordinary potential firsthand. Alright, sweet. 3 and 3. We are now even. Wholeheartedly agree. Stop. Must purchase after trial. Stop. We return home via Regent Street. Stop. Oh, wow, she was convinced after... wow, that really didn't take much to convince her, huh? Let me grab some water. Oh. God damn. Ooh, I needed that. I needed that water. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury... The ladies and gentlemen of the jury have declared their inclinations via the mighty scales of justice. I hereby call this summation examination to conclusion with the balance altered in the defendant's favor. 2 to guilty, 4 lean to not guilty. Accordingly, the jury is within consensus. And I order this trial to continue.
Yay, well done. Oh, by the way,
What?
you should hold on to this, Runo. You never know when it might come in useful.
Twice in one try would be unusually, surely. But, alright. Stereoscope has been entered into the court record. Woo! Oh my god. Oh, whew. Sorry, Acolights. Oh, what's up? I mean, I do know what's up with me. I ate all of my food today, like, extremely fast. I was very hungry, and I just fucking chowed it down. Speaking of which, I am actually in possession of half a crumble cookie. If you don't know what crumble is, fucking delicious. They make such good cookies. And I got one from a customer today. One of my customers, they ordered a cookie factory with their soul, and they were so grateful to me that they gave me some of them. I mean, I'm not complaining. I mean, they'll probably be complaining later, but, you know, cookie factory's a cookie factory. Apparently, it's worth their soul to her. Lord Van Zeeks, you will instruct the witness that the court demands additional testimony from them. Very well. I'm sure it won't spoil the bouquet to do so, my lord. Yes, yes! Oh my god, Iris is just so cute! I want myself another chance to probe that pair about their activities that night, at least. And I won't stop probing them until I've proven that Gina is innocent. Hell yeah. They won't get away with it. To be continued. Right fucking now it will. Yes. Yes, I'm aware. Yes. Continue, please. Continue. Continue. Continue! I would like to save, though. Yes. Yes, please. Poor favor. I would like to... I'ma take a fucking bite of this cookie. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, no, that's a fucking good cookie. Hell yeah. It's like massively sugary though, so I need some water. Listen, if I one day make streaming my full-time job, don't get me wrong, I'm still going to be doing contracting because that's kind of like the whole deal, you know, they kind of own my soul now, so I can't really get out of contracting. But if one day I could tone it down and do streaming full time, I think you'd better get used to seeing me eat, because I think it'll happen more often than not. Especially when I start doing long streams. Whew. Oh yeah, I'm 100%. Just gonna be eating during stream. Oh, nope. I wanted to continue, please. Thank you. I remember the buttons, sometimes. Alright. Let's see what those two scumbags have to say. Let's resume. Witnesses, you'll now retake the stand. Hell yeah, you're not off the hook this time, huh? Look at him. Suspicious as fuck. And that third one most of all. He's the most suspect of them.
I presume you heard the Defense Council summation examination.
Oh, yeah, Governor. I did go. I did.
Mr. and Mr. Skulkin.
Oh, blimey.
This is going to be hard work. Okay. Earlier in this trial, you gave the following testimony about your actions after you entered Windibanks. Belam soon, and they didn't do anything. They didn't have time to pull your dukes out your Lucy lockets, huh? Not only did you pull your dukes out your Lucy lockets, but you shot someone. And you probably stole something too. You brothers.
Core, blimey.
On the night in question, you rifled through the items on the victim's counter.
We never done nothing of the sort. How you figure that out?
Oh, I'm sorry, bruv. I didn't,
You will now give formal testimony once again. You will tell the court precisely what happened on the night in question, and this time, you will tell the truth. Each lie that passes your lips serves to increase the severity of your punishment. Ooh, and that, gentlemen, may deal a crushing blow to your chances of ever seeing the light of day again. See, like, Van Zeeks isn't a bad dude. He just is really about putting criminals away. A thought worth pondering, perhaps.
Say no more, Gov. We hear you. We'll blab, we'll squeeze, we'll peach.
Witness testimony. All right. Illegal entry. The whole truth.
All right, we did knock a few things over, but we weren't rifling for nothing.
it was when we heard the gunshots, you see. It made us both jump and all that stuff went flying.
Dummy, didn't give me half a fright. We was thinking that the shoot would come out the door and get us next.
We stuck everything back where we found it and scuppered straight him back to the flight.
We couldn't have shut the pod broker, see? We never even had a chance, did we?
I highly doubt that. So you admit to the defense's accusation. You did indeed ransack Mr. Windibank's countertop on the night in question. Oh, God, hold on. My legs. Okay, there we go.
Not ransack him, no.
That's right, Nash, that's right. It's more like we tidied up, yeah. Sorry.
By their own admission, these brothers entered the pawnbrokery under dubious circumstances. However, they panicked and fled on hearing gunshot, having first made good their mess.
The way you say it, we hardly sound like roughs at all.
We don't, Nash, we don't. Can make us sound a bit more cutthroat.
Can't be coincidence that these men showed up at Windibanks that night. There's more to their testimony than meets the eye. I'm sure of it. Hell yeah. I don't believe a single thing any of you just told me.
Hold it!
Yeah. What do you mean? If that's the case, why didn't you testify to that effect in the first place?
Well, you know, we ain't exactly squeaky clean, are we?
We ain't, Nash, we ain't. If we admitted to something like that, people would think we was up to no good.
Well said, Rigo, me old China. We only land ourselves in even more trouble.
And in fact, now as a result of lying in your previous testimony, you are in fact in more trouble. That's wild. It's almost like counterintuitive, one might say.
Oh, well,
That's rotten luck.
Says the rotten apple eater. Witnesses, explain your actions to the court. Why did you ransack the victim's counter?
we never ransacked nothing.
Right, Nash, right. More like we tidied the place up.
I think you two did not hear me when I told you earlier.
Oh, sorry.
It was when we heard the gunshots, see? Made us both jump and all that stuff went flying.
It did not go flying, though. So, what you're saying is, the sound of the gunshot shocked you so much, it knocked all those things off the counter.
Well, it shocked one of us that much, yeah. This bag of nerves need to keep his shirt on.
Look, it was loud, all right. Blimey, me, the dead granny would have woken up at that bang.
big bruv here screamed like a bloated baby and fell over the counter. He knocked over a load of books, a candlestick, and some skull whatnot. That got tangled in some Marriott net. What knocked over a picture frame, what knocked them scales on the floor.
You really mastered working quietly then. Okay.
What a racket. Me granny would have had me scared into a grave with a clatter like that.
So in short, the gunshot took you by surprise.
And then some. I mean, it was quiet in a mouse when all of a sudden, bam!
Really now? Gregson, you are chewing on that like a lot. What's up, Gregson? You got something to say? Inspector Gregson, do you have something to add?
Like I keep saying, I don't appreciate being lumped in with these scoundrels.
Yeah, so about the testimony, rather. You got anything to say? You seemed kind of, pissed. A little bit. Did it make you think of something?
Well, it's probably nothing, of course. I wouldn't even bother to mention it, only... Well, fact is, cases don't get involved if you ignore the little details.
How about you just tell us what's on your mind?
Oh my god, stop. Light, Jesus.
What is up with my stomach today?
Huh. As you know,
God damn. I was trying to fight off a burp and it somehow led into a yawn.
As you know, we brought these fellas into the yard for questioning last night, and the statement they gave then told a slightly different story to what they're saying now.
Did it?
You claimed you heard the victim shout something out before the gunshot. Huh.
Might have, Gov, might have. Does ring a bell now that you mention it.
Granted, it's only a minor detail, but still, I can't help feeling like perhaps you've been a bit sloppy with your testimony here, eh, fellas?
If I discover the witness's testimony has been any more sloppy than it has hitherto proven to be, I shall be forced to bring the very harshest punishment to bear against them. Yeah, perjury is a hell of a thing.
We'll get it right this time. I said, yeah, well, it's all coming back to me now.
Then speak. Supplement your testimony with whatever details have miraculously returned to your questionable minds, sirs.
Right you are, Gov. Just before the gunshot, we heard a voice yelling out, "Give me that gun!"
Huh.
Hold it!
What was going on here? So in fact, you heard the voice and the gunshot almost simultaneously?
We did, Gov, we did. Although, I suppose if you're being honest, we heard a kind of wavering voice before the yell and all. If you don't want to get shot. Give me that gun. Bang. Kind of thing.
A career in acting, tragically missed. Okay, and where were the voices coming from? Could you tell?
Of course we could. From the other side of that door behind the counter was.
From the storeroom where the victim was found dead.
And the voice you heard, it was that of the victim, Mr. Windibank?
On me granny's life, of course it was.
On his granny's life, of course it was.
Do you two have, different what's going on here? So that would mean that you both knew Mr. Windibank and the sound of his voice.
So that would be what?
What, Dash, what? Any ideas?
Yes, counsel, indeed, it would.
No. We didn't know the geezer. How am I supposed to deny when that bloke at all the fancy clubbers giving us the evil eye?
These two fucking suck. These are your witnesses here?
If you value your lives, you will ensure your testimony is accurate and true.
On me granny's life it is. On his granny's life it must be.
It's a good job his granny's dead.
So, to summarize then, immediately after hearing the voice of the victim, you then hear the gunshot,
causing you to stumble and upset the items on the counter, scattering them over the shop floor.
You make it sound like we were clumsy. Don't forget we tied it up after like good little boys. Anyway, the way I see it...
bloke what owned the place was holding a gun, so he should have fired instead of yelling at the girl.
Bruh.
Hold it!
What the fuck? He was holding the gun? You're saying that Mr. Wendebank had a gun in his hands?
Oh, yeah, bet that was a sight, eh? Them two waving them guns at each other must have got pretty heated. I mean, just before he shouted, we heard the geezer say, if you don't want to get shot. Didn't really sound like he meant it, man. More of an empty threat, you could say.
Mr. Wendebank was known to keep a revolver on his shop counter at all times. People say that to protect the articles in his keeping, he'd readily put a bullet in someone's head if required. Literally his own. That someone being himself, of course. Good grief! Extraordinary devotion indeed, if alarmingly misguided.
Well, he certainly sounded like he was ready to pull the trigger the other night. Only the person was going to shoot him, beat him to it. Cooked his goose proper. But I wished he squeezed the trigger instead of wasting time shouting, give me that gun.
And it was directly after those words that you heard the gunshot?
It was more or less the same time, Gov. Give me that gun. Bang.
Damn.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. Yep. Very tragically missed, indeed.
Then we heard the sound of something hitting the deck. Before everything went dead quiet. After that, we done dove ship, slap dash top, tidying the place up. I mean, they didn't give a half a fried. We was thinking the shooter come out the door and get us next.
We stuck everything back where we found it and scarpered straight in them black. Couldn't have shot the prod brokers. He didn't have a chance. Okay. Let's just press them on all of them. I can't remember if I pressed them on this one. I don't think so. So, you didn't try to open the storeroom door then?
Not on your life. It went deadly quiet after that, it did. Put the wind right up to me. But anyway, the door was locked, wasn't it? No window door was opening.
Yeah, of course. It was locked from the inside, or so we've been led to believe.
It was, Cub, it was, from the inside. Right, so we had no ways of going along what was going in there.
Unless there was some other way to get a view of the inside of the storeroom, like through the keyhole or a spy hole, perhaps.
Don't ring no bells, don't light no lights.
I will say, though, the character designs in this game are fucking on point. Look at those fucking smiles. Like, true, these two are scumbags, but boy golly, do they have, like, as a smile.
We had to cut and run before we noticed anything like that. We're still cutting our teeth in this game, see? But one day... we really cut the mustard.
Please, cut it out. But as we know, behind that door was the victim's lifeless body, with the accused not 2 feet away. Yes, unfortunately. Yeah, Gina was in there unconscious with the gun in her hand. To confirm, would it be correct to say that neither of you set foot inside the storeroom?
That's right, Gov, that's right. Couldn't have, even if we wanted to.
We stuck everything back to where we found it and scarpered straight into him in the back. Yep. Yeah. Whereupon you fired a shot from your own gun at Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
We was a bit hasty there. We was, Nash, we was. Truth be told, I was already shaking like a leaf when you got turned up.
If you're shaking like a leaf, don't put a loaded gun in your hand.
Good advice, miss, good advice.
Ooh, that was a good one. Excuse me.
Truth be told, my mind went totally blank.
Before your mind goes totally blank, make sure you don't have a loaded gun in your hand. Mental note made, miss.
After that, we legged it down to the street, but apparently we looked dodgy to the coppers or something, so they clapped the derbies on us winking.
And after you'd been handcuffed, the police found this revolver in your possession, correct?
Well, yeah. But listen, that proves it nothing, huh? Yeah, it proves nothing, because we couldn't have shot that prop broker, see? We never even had a chance.
Really now? You didn't have a chance? And why should we believe that?
Yeah? What? Well, because it's true. What do you mean? The place was totally empty when we went in.
At that time, the victim was already in the storeroom, having been forced to open the door by the accused who had a gun to his head.
In other words, on the night in question, these two witnesses never even laid eyes on the proprietor of the pawnbrokery, Mr. Windibank. Correct?
You got it, mister. Down to a T.
So the Skulkin brothers never actually encountered Mr. Windibank? Is that really true, I wonder? That's it? That's the full extent of their testimony?
What is it, Bruno? You look very fierce. I could pour you some herbal tea if you're tired.
Oh, that is actually... Oh, okay, I guess he's fine. I was gonna say, that sounds lovely. Being such a logical thinker, you'll probably laugh, but I feel as though these brothers are still hiding something. Something important. It's nothing more than a feeling, though. I have no proof to support it.
Well, feelings can be very logical at times.
Sorry?
People's expressions, the movement of their eyes, the words they choose. You can take all that in, and your brain will quietly analyze it to come up with a feeling like you described. You've concluded that there's something suspicious about this testimony without knowing why, that's all. I think you should trust your instincts.
Iris, thank you. Sometimes I think if she's 10 years old, I must be 5. You do kind of act like a 5-year-old, Ryunosuke. We weren't rifling for nothing. Okay, but like if you weren't rifling for nothing, as it were, duh. Okay. So, Gina's representation. I'm just reading through all these to see if there was anything. Manuscript, the case notes, today's paper. Article about government secrets being leaked to foreign agencies. No, that's not it. And the man's back. Oh, signs of a single discharge. Signs a single round was fired. I mean, I'm gonna show him the paper. Oh, fuck, that was wrong. Let's just consider the implications and get it wrong. I got it wrong, Ryunosuke. I don't know. I don't know. Ah, God. We did knock over things over, but we weren't rifling. They weren't rifling, huh? Just before the gunshot, we heard a voice yelling out, "Give me that gun." Can I press you again? I mean... I don't know. I don't know. I mean, like, he said, "Give me that gun," right? So, like, they both had guns to each other, which implies that they were facing each other, so how did he have the bullet in his back? Kev, we did. Although, to be honest, we heard a kind of wavering voice before that. If you don't want to get shot... I did not mean to go over him. Give him that gun. Pow. Kind of thing. Actually, that's right. Can we... There has to be something that we could present, right? Yeah, no. Man. Why does this game have me use my brain cells? I don't have enough of those. From the storm where the victim was found dead. And the voice you heard, it was that of the victim. Yup. Granny's life it was. On his granny's life. Of course it was. Knew Windibank and knew his voice. Yup. What? Any ideas? Yes, counsel, it would. You did know him. You at least knew him to recognize his voice. Manzeeks is threatening you. Yep. Threatening his granny's life, and his granny is dead. Stop that. Excuse me. No. Okay. So, he was holding a gun, so he should have just fired instead of yelling at the girl.
But, like, it shows a bullet wound in his back, right?
Objection.
Is that? Oh, fuck, wait, is that real? Wait, I didn't think that would... That was what it wanted? So you're saying that on the night in question, the victim, Mr. Wendebank, was wielding a gun. Is that correct?
That it is, Gov. You got the picture. Yes, Nash, yes, no question.
And yet, photographic evidence obtained immediately after the incident clearly shows that Mr. Wendebank was not holding a firearm of any description.
You what? Gordon Bennett, that ain't right.
Objection!
There could be no question that the victim's revolver was used in the incident. I would remind the court that Mr. Wendebank's gun was found at the scene. Not only was it identified as the murder weapon, but it was found in the accused's hand. Van Zeeks, are you just fucking ignoring what I just said? There were supposed to be 2 guns. If they were holding the guns at each other...
Yeah, that mall tooler used the victim's own gun to finish him off. Give me that gun. Bam.
But, like, that's not how it went.
Kind of thing.
Hold it.
Yeah, no. Stay exactly where you are, right there.
Eh?
If the crime had taken place as of you so colorfully described in your testimony, it would give rise to an undeniable and significant inconsistency to the final moments you just acted out. Goodness, are you sure, counsel? You intrigue me, my learned friend, but let's see some evidence to support your claim. Where is the proof that demonstrates this inconsistency in the witness's portrayal of the victim's final moments? What? Did I not just fucking present the fucking thing? Because he was shot in the back. What do you mean?
Take that.
I'm just presenting the same thing. According to their testimony, the witnesses claimed to have heard a shout of "Give me that gun," followed by the gunshot. Indeed, with the 2 events happening almost simultaneously, or so we've been led to believe. Yes, that's right. Now, if that testimony is true, it would mean that at this moment of death, the victim and his attacker would have been facing each other. However, if I could ask the court to study the photograph of the victim's body again, you can clearly see that Mr. Wendebank was in fact shot from behind. So, as I stated before, there is an undeniable inconsistency in your testimony, Mr. and Mr. Skulkin. Look at him! His legs are so short, his fucking hands will touch the ground if he's walking on it.
What's cause on his prover? It is, Nash, it is. When he was shot that night, the shopkeeper had his gun in his hand, and we saw it with our own bleeding eyes.
Did I hear you right just now? You actually saw Mr. Wendebank holding a gun?
Something like that must have slipped out.
Yeah, isn't that right? Ladies and gentlemen, you've all just heard the admission by these 2 witnesses that on the night in question, they actually saw with their own eyes the victim wielding a gun. Which could only mean that despite their testimony to the contrary, the Skulkin brothers must have encountered the victim in person.
Nash, no!
Yeah, you 2 are fucked. Get fucked. Get fucked. Witnesses, explain yourselves at once.
Well, the thing is, we weren't supposed to, say that.
It would seem that my previous warning fell on deaf ears. I made it quite clear that false witness would be the death of you. Oh, like literal death? Like you gonna reap them? Like right now? Am I to understand that you replace the untruths of your original testimony with renewed lies?
I'm so sorry, Governor. Truth is, cut it out, Nash, cut it out. If we blab no, we know what he'll do to us.
He? Who are they talking about? Let me make your position here perfectly clear. You will talk. There's no other option available to you.
Bravo, come on, the game's up. But what will have our guts for garters?
In case it hasn't quite sunk in yet, no matter how hard you try to hide it, the truth will come out. On the night in question, it is now apparent that you brothers met face to face with the victim. I demand you testify again to explain the precise circumstances under which this meeting took place. Fucking answer truthfully, you dumbasses.
Do we have to?
on pain of death. I suggest you make yourself fully aware that this is your very last chance to tell the truth.
Yeah, so fucking say the truth, god damn it. Encounter with the victim.
Alright, so we just got inside the gaff and heaved a sigh of relief when the geezer showed his mug. Give me that gun, he bellowed, and then he flew at us like he was possessed. I thought we'd had it. For an old guzzler, we bloke was strong like an ox. He chucked me over the counter. I pulled me gun on him, and then he legged it through that door into the back room. We never had nothing to do with killing him. That's all what happened, I swear.
You're sweating an awful lot about that.
So now you're telling us that moments before the victim was killed in the storeroom, you in fact encountered him in the main part of the shop.
Well, yeah, so sorry.
Well, we find ourselves in an interesting juncture. This changes matters considerably.
But be honest, Governor, this time, Nash, this time we ain't got nothing more to hide.
Very well. Counsel for the defense, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
Yes, my lord. This is it. The moment I've been waiting for. To put these fuckers at the scene of the crime because Gina didn't do it.
Like, there was a... Okay, alright, so we just got inside the gaff and heaved a sigh of relief when the easy... Okay. What do you mean by that? When you say geezer, I presume you mean the victim and proprietor of the shop, Mr. Windibank?
Who else? Sorry, I mean, that's right. We was keeping a close eye on the entrance to the gaff, obviously. But we never thought no one was gonna come through the back room like that.
The back room being the pawnbrokery's storeroom.
Yeah, that must be where he popped up from. Only place he could have been.
So it seemed the victim was already in the storeroom when these brothers entered the premises.
Which means Gina must have been in there at that point as well.
But that doesn't make sense, does it? If Gina had threatened Mr. Windibank into the storeroom with her at gunpoint, then why would he have emerged from the staying room all alone when the brothers arrived?
Oh, I don't know.
Did you see the accused at that time?
What? That Montooler? Couldn't tell you. No way, Cover. We had bigger fish to fry then. I mean, the old geezer just lost it. Give me that gun, he bellowed, and then he flew at us like he was possessed. I thought we'd had it.
I thought you said that... You mentioned that Mr. Windibank shouted those words in your previous testimony, too. However, you claim that you heard him yelling them on the other side of the storeroom door.
Oh, did we?
But the truth is, he was shouting those words at you, wasn't he?
Well, yeah.
Was the victim Mr. Windibank wielding the gun at the time?
Was he ever, blimey on me? A great ugly barrel he had, pointed straight at me frontispiece.
So what you're saying is, you definitely saw Mr. Windibank with the gun at the time, is that right?
It is, Gov, it is. Spot on. Then all of a sudden he came at us, he did. It was Bedlam. Didn't know who he was going for who.
You were clearly all going for each other.
Like Nash said, we thought we'd had it. I mean... For an old geezer, the bloke was strong as an axe. He chucked me over the counter.
Yeah, I noted you mentioned the counter in your previous testimony, too.
Well, yeah, of course we did.
He knocked over a load of books, a candlestick, and some skull whatnot.
That got tangled in some merry knot. What knocked over a picture frame? What knocked them scales on the floor?
So, in fact, it wasn't the sound of the gunshot that shocked you and made you knock those things off the counter?
Well, Big Bruv here went flying over the corner like a gunshot, I can tell you. Then the geezer pinned him. He did, Nash, he did. And if you hadn't been there, the bloke would have flattened me like a blooming pancake in seconds.
At the time in question, the alarm was raised at the local police station via secret cable from the pawnbrokery. There's a button on the counter used to activate it, which was presumably pressed by the victim.
That's right. When the brothers fled the scene and back into the street, they ran straight into the arriving police, didn't they?
Poor Mr. Windibank. He did everything he could to protect his shop.
He did. It's too bad he gave up his life for it. And I pulled my gun on him, and then he legged it from the back. Okay.
Hold it!
Yeah, what, like, so he went back into the storeroom? Were you intending to shoot Mr. Windibank? But just straight up, were you intending to do it?
No. Never. That couldn't be me. That just does not sound like me. I'm gonna be honest. Looking out for me, bruv, wouldn't I? He was being flattered, don't forget.
By a man whose shop was being burgled, yes. And then, the man fled to the storeroom where you pointed your gun at him, is that it?
Yeah, that's it. He shoved me away and then he ran off through the door, shut himself in.
There's something about that last remark. Something that doesn't quite ring true.
I wonder why Mr. Wenderbank ran away into the storeroom.
What?
Well, according to what everyone's saying, Ginny was in there waiting for him, with a gun.
Ah, yeah, that's right. Gina allegedly used Mr. Wenderbank's gun to threaten him and force him to open the storeroom door. In which case, how did the gun end up in Mr. Wenderbank's hands again?
I have no idea, but that is strange, isn't it?
This little inconsistency could be significant. I should make a mental note of it.
Look, the point is me and bruv here. That's right, Nash, that's right. Me and me bruv here. We didn't do it. He never had nothing to do with killing him. That's all what happened, I swear.
Really? Nothing to do with killing him, you say?
Nothing at all. Nothing, Gov, nothing. The old geezer went and shut himself in the back room, didn't he? Locked it was from the inside. We know it was because we tried to open it. But it's a decent door, that one's good and strong, wouldn't budge an inch.
So in the end, the situation remains unchanged. No, significantly changed. Inside the storeroom with the pawnbrokery, there was only one other person. The sole person who could possibly have shot the victim, the accused Miss Gina Lestrade. Again, incorrect. It would indeed appear so. What say you to that, counsel? I don't know. Is there anyone else apart from Gina who could have possibly shot Mr. Wenderbank? Yeah. It's fucking them. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin.
Eh? What? What's that look for?
From the moment you admitted that you'd encountered the victim face to face that night, the course of this trial changed completely.
It did.
What is your point, my learned friend? The question we must answer is, who could have shot Mr. Wenderbank? And it is the belief of the defense that the defendant is not the only possible answer at all. I like how Gina just has not been on the fucking trial at all. You have my attention. You have my attention. In that case, let us return to this plan of the premises. The victim was killed in the storeroom, which was locked from the inside. Those are the facts. So pray, what other possible answer to the question of who shot the man could there be? Counsel, you must now provide answers to the court in respect of 2 conundrums. 2, my lord? Twice as many chances to be right, maybe? Indeed, namely, from what location did the culprit shoot the victim, and furthermore, where was the victim at that time? Huh, okay. Understood, my lord.
Are you alright, Bruno?
I'm not entirely sure, but there's one thing I am sure about. If I could prove that there's a credible new alternative to what happened, it would change Gina's prospects hugely. So now, time for some clarity. Show the court on this plan the answers to the questions posed by his lordship. Okay, well, I mean, based on what they said, from where that person could have fired the gun. So, like, definitely right here. So, my idea is that he threw one of the skull... Oh my god, I forgot their names. The skulker... Skulker? Is that what it was? Oh. He threw one of the brothers on the floor and started, mounted him. The other brother could have shot him in the back, and Mr. Wenderbank would have tumbled through here. To which Gina could have grabbed the gun, pointed it at them, and then shut and locked the door. Okay, yeah, no. I'm gonna say right here. The defense believes that the culprit could have shot the victim from this location here. And in answer to the second question, assuming the culprit fired from the location indicated, where was the victim at the time? Probably right where he died, yeah. Or actually, yeah, the door could have been open and he was like running away and was shot in the back. And then Gina closed the door. Continue. Mr. Winnebank died instantly from a bullet wound in his back. Looking at the stain of blood in the storeroom floor, it doesn't appear that the body was moved after death, which tells us that he was almost certainly shot while he was in that storeroom. However, the crucial point is, where was the shooter when the fatal bullet was fired? So you are adamant that the shot was fired from outside the storeroom? Well, according to the Skulkin brothers' earlier testimony...
I pulled me gun on him, and then he legged it through that door into the back room.
If Mr. Winnebank ran through the door, we have to assume that the door was open at the time.
Oh!
It was at precisely that moment when the victim was fleeing for his life that these brothers had the perfect opportunity to shoot the man in the back once he was in the storeroom.
No! Ah!
Come to think of it, do you remember what the prosecutor said at the start of the trial?
Yeah, what did he say? Moving on to the findings of Scotland Yard's coroner, his report states that the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory. It means the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself.
Poor man, shot while he was running as fast as he could to safety.
Ah, of course. He would have been leaning forward as he was running away. So even if the bullet was fired horizontally, it still would have entered the body at an upward trajectory.
So the culprit wasn't necessarily someone shorter than Mr. Winnebank.
Bullshit! I'm sure my learned friend can't have forgotten. But the storeroom door was found closed and locked from the inside. You claim the victim was shot as he fled into the storeroom. Do you also claim his corpse was dexterous enough to turn the key and lock? Bro, you know there was someone else in the room, right? You literally know Gina was there. What if someone else locked the door? Huh? Yeah, there is someone else who could have locked the storeroom door. It's fucking Gina, bro. Very well then, counsel. Present your hypothesis to the court. In the scenario just described, the defense's assertion is that the victim was shot from outside the storeroom. In which case, who shot and locked the storeroom from the inside? Why, my friend, it was Gina Lestrade. The defendant. Obviously, the person who locked the door was the only other person inside the storeroom at the time. The defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade. That's absurd! Oh yeah? Then why'd you recoil then? You're suggesting that the accused deliberately engineered the sealed room? For what possible reason? There were people with a fucking gun! What do you mean, you fucking idiot? I'm inclined to agree, I must say. Well, counsel? Yeah, are you, like... yeah, that's a tricky one, that, isn't it? What are you talking about? Half-baked notions have no place in the scoreroom, counsel. Remember that, please.
But of course Ginny would have locked the door. It almost goes without saying, doesn't it?
It does?
Well, if I was Ginny in that situation, I know I would have locked the door as quickly as I could. I mean, those two burglars had just fired a gun in her direction, hadn't they?
Oh, yeah, obviously. Before the two brothers arrived, Miss Lestrade and Mr. Winnebank were in the storeroom together. Now, I don't know what went on between them at that time, but at some point, Mr. Winnebank must have heard the intruders breaking into a shop and left the storeroom.
Intruders, eh? That's us, bruv.
If your theory is correct, that would leave the accused alone in the storeroom. Yeah, it would. Then, probably only moments later, the victim fled back through the storeroom door, hoping to escape danger. Bang! Got shot, and then Gina closed the door. Hit in the back by the bullet, Mr. Winnebank fell to the floor where he was, just inside the storeroom. And what we have to ask ourselves now is, what would the defendant have done in that moment?
No, I see where you're going with this.
Outside the storeroom was a terrifying killer who had just murdered Mr. Winnebank. As soon as that thought struck Miss Lestrade, she slammed the door shut and locked it, in order to save her own life.
Hold it!
What?
But I mean, we ain't the ones who done it. We ain't, you gotta believe us. I mean, come on. We never shoot no one.
Really now? That's blatantly untrue. I know for a fact that you would. Because before my own eyes, you shot Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Yeah, no, not really. There's only one logical conclusion here. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin, you brothers had every opportunity to have been the true perpetrators of Mr. Winnebank's murder. You gotta go with the voices. You gotta go with the A+ voice acting. And where does that leave us? You mean to say it wasn't the pickpocket who shot the pawnbroker after all?
I should have known it was those brothers. They look as shady as dense forest. That was amazing, Runo. All the members of the jury seem to be fully on your side now.
I know. First time ever. And probably the last.
Well, I think you've done it. Surely they'll have to give a verdict of not...
Bruh! What do you have this time, Zeeks? An admirable effort, my learned friend. What's this now? He's laughing? You find this situation amusing, Lord Van Zeeks? I find myself the defense's argument... I myself find the defense's argument most persuasive. What? Oh, so you're gonna say it's weird that she had the gun in her hand? Oh, man, that's wild. It's almost like she would grab the gun for defense. Such chicanery is the bread and butter of the street performance in your provisional... Like, dude, is Van Zeeks just straight up racist? He has to be. But such blatantly malicious conjuring tricks amount to nothing more than the inexcusable pettifoggery here. What? The hypothesis you put forward is so obstinately credibly cannot and will not stand. Because, you see, it contains a fatal flaw. What's the fatal flaw then, huh? Do you mean to tell me that you're unaware of your logic's failing? I say, Lord Van Zeeks, why didn't I need to explain this molly conjuring trick or whatever it is to the troops on the ground? The fatal flaw in my learned friend's argument is really quite simple to understand. Assuming they're not too dim-witted to count bullets. By George, count bullets?
Oh, dear. He noticed then.
Huh? What's everyone talking about? That is true. That is a little weird. Counsel! Yes, sir. Tell the court how many bullets were found at the scene of the crime. Two. 2 bullets. Correct! The first, that which hit the victim in the back, ending his life. And the second, that which struck the detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, on his arrival at the scene. Indeed. The defense presented a picture showing the damage caused by the second bullet early in the proceedings. The bullet which injured Mr. Sholmes appeared to have passed through his body to strike the calendar. Your lordship's understanding is correct. Furthermore, we know there are 2 firearms involved in the incident. The revolver belonging to the victim, Mr. Wendebank, and the Skulkid brothers' revolver. The evidence shows that a single bullet was fired from each gun. Yes, indeed it does. A single bullet from each. Now then, my learned friend. Yeah? You yourself told the court only moments ago that these 2 brothers shot Mr. Holmes right before your eyes. Yes, I did. Oh my goodness, I think you'll find
that if the single bullet was fired from the brother's gun hit Mr. Sholmes, it means...
Wendebank was not shot by the same gun. Stop. Only 1 bullet. Stop.
Exactly. Yes, this Nipponiese street performers present... Dude, like... Zeeks, the more I try to, like, justify your behavior, like... You fucking ruin it by being racist. It was never anything more than a diversionary trick with no hope of standing up to scrutiny. Okay, well, I mean, it's obviously like you were never going to believe me anyway. Okay. Yep. Okay. This is annoying. Zeeks, why are you being such an asshole? Lord Van Zeeks... Oh, fuck, wait, I didn't read that. I was too busy, like, lamenting. But this court needs to open its eyes. The accused, Miss Gina Lestrade, is no ordinary little girl. Despite her young years, she can, regrettably, no longer be described as a juvenile. No, the person in the dock is far more from a law-abiding citizen. She's a past riddled with criminal conduct. Okay? The truth is, the accused broke into the pawnbrokery on the night in question with loathsome intent. As we can see beyond doubt in this print, which depicts her threatening the victim with a murder weapon. Yeah, it is pretty damning. Now I have here in my possession one more piece of evidence that the prosecution wishes to present. That disc.
I'll be taking that what's it, blah, 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 down to the, yep. Okay, so he took it, and then she didn't want him to take it, and he's just like, fuck you, I'm taking it anyway. And then he did. And now they're presenting it against us in court, which is awful. I hate this. It's just awful. Hold on, real quick. Just gonna grab this. Okay. The very day before the hateful murder of Mr. Wendbank, the accused attempted to make off with this article, which clearly doesn't belong to her. And with none of the subtlety of a pickpocket, I might add, but by brute force and brazen impudence. Good gracious! Make no mistake, any sympathy for the accused on account of her years is misguided and dangerous. There are no depths to which this girl would not stoop if pushed, no crime she would not commit. The court forgets that fact at its peril. Okay, I see. I think it would be prudent to take this music box disc into evidence, counsel, as a grim testament to the defendant's, Lord Van Zeeks, Inspector Gregson? What? Yes, Inspector. We had a meeting yesterday at the yard with the prosecution office and, I think it was agreed that the disc wouldn't be used as evidence. What's this all about? Why is the inspector acting strangely? That's the first time he said anything to Van Zeeks at all. I am unaware of any such meeting. But those were the instructions right from the top. The government's bigwigs were insistent. I don't give a shit about them. Inspector, I am the prosecutor, and I alone determine how to present my case. Your warning is noted. Thank you. Ooh, they're not going to be happy about that one. The prosecution wishes to proceed with submitting this disc as evidence, my lord. Indeed, bailiff. Okay, on the reverse side is a note that reads, For McGilded. The prosecution has established the accused's motive, opportunity, and baseness of character. Okay, but I actually want to look at this real quick. Examine.
Oh, Runo, look! This is blood.
Yeah, you're right. Just a small smear, but definitely blood. Actually, I feel as though I might have noticed that before.
Haha, then it's my time to shine again. I thought I'd be waiting forever. All right, hold still with that disc, Runo.
Can we get this done quickly, Iris?
In a flash.
Poof! Whose blood is it? Let's get a turn. Green. That's Sholmes. Why is Sholmes' blood on this?
Ooh, a lovely bright shade again.
Yeah, that's... What is it? It's just that green. It's not the first time we've seen that color, is it? Yep. Okay. Well, that's definitely green. Can we, like, peel that off?
For McGilded.
That's the man you defended in...
Oh, that's the man you defended in court a couple of months ago, isn't it, Runo?
Yeah, rather mistakenly defended.
I wonder what his name is doing on the back of this disc.
That's a question I'd love to know the answer to myself. Can I not, like, peel it off? Oh, man, look at all those spikes. Dangerous. The dangerous spikes. Anything else we can highlight? No, I don't believe so. Okay. Alright, continue with your dick sucking, Van Zeeks. There's nothing more to add. Oh, okay. Yep. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I await your informed decisions and rest my case. I don't believe it. Nope. Renoska, they're all gonna... Yeah, no. They're all going to vote guilty again, and then we're gonna have to do another one.
Oh dear, it wasn't even for 5 minutes, Runo.
My lord! I wonder if I might say something at this point. Proceed, Mr. Foreman. Been stumbling around in the minimum hung up till now, truth be honest. But all of a sudden, the answer only obvious to me and my men. There's only one thing for it. Oh, God. Yep. Hurry up and vote guilty. I know you're all gonna vote guilty, and then I'm gonna have to pit you against each other. Yep, guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty, yep.
Guilty.
Guilty, yep. Guilty, yep.
Guilty.
Yep.
Guilty.
Yep, all of you are fucking... You're all sheep! You're all sheep who follow Zeeks. Oh, God.
Van Zeeks is such a punk. And, like, apparently he only is in court to go after us specifically. Like, is he, like... God. Okay, so Kazuma was either in on something, and Van Zeeks, like, thinks we were also a part of it, and that's why he, like, hates us. Or he's just straight up racist and hates all Japanese people. It's one of the two. It's one of the two. Or okay, the first option has another one. It's like, he could just think we're part of the upper echelon trying to, like, save them, but that is untrue. You have eliminated the impossible. Whatever remains must be the truth.
That's my line. I wrote that for Hurley. How dare you use it against us?
Don't worry, Iris. I don't think we're finished yet. There's still more to this case than we realize. There must be, because there's one thing that I'm absolutely certain of. Gina didn't shoot Mr. Windibank. That's beyond any doubt. Very well. We will proceed with the second summation examination of the day. Mr. Foreman, are you and the other jurors ready?
Good, Squadron is promptly ready for action, sir.
Very good. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have determined the defendant to be guilty. Okay. Give us the judicial findings. Jurors' contentions. Once a rogue, always a rogue, I say. Different breed to us law-abiding citizens. As only 2 bullets were found at the scene, I would say the whole case is done and dusted. You don't need a stereoscope to see the truth here. For every which way we look at it, it was the pickpocket. I never imagined that simple operation could cause me such grief. The accused attempted a theft on previous day. I can see I'm in for a busy day ahead. I am ballistics expert. I've seen many shootings. There is nothing I do not know about guns. That was not an answer. It would seem there's a little remaining room for doubt. I have to admit, I was rather bold over my argument put forward by the chap in black. But when that fell apart like a house of cards, I saw that I jolly well been hoodwinked. Well, no more. The whole courtroom's turning against me. Fuck. It's not fair, Iris.
That prosecutor's being mean. Just because Ginny's done some things she shouldn't have done in the past, that doesn't make her a murderer.
Allow me to savor this fruity vintage while I savor the spectacle of your fruitless debate on the matter. Here's to the truth coming out eventually. I agree. We will find the truth. That's enough preamble. Counsel, proceed with the summation examination. Okay. I gotcha. Yes, my lord. Okay. Need to sit up in my chair, grab some water. If there's anything I've learned about Ace Attorney games from this, it's that, boy howdy, do they all fucking love to talk. What's wrong, always a rogue, I say. Yeah, so you can't, just because Mr. Lestrade, just because Miss Lestrade has a history of pickpocketing, she must be guilty of murder. Is that what you're saying? Oh, well, are all members of the British Army so quick to judge? I beg your pardon. Are you mocking Her Majesty on Morgan? No greatest military organization in the world. No, I'm simply illustrating my point. Yeah, making assumptions about people because they're a soldier or a pickpocket is wrong and dangerous. Well, yes. Might have a point there, I suppose. Let's not forget the girl had already shown she had it in her from before. She's a criminal sword through and through, can't deny it. When you say that she'd shown she had it in her, you're referring to this? Exactly, time to sum that only a day earlier, or am I mistaken? Not exactly, given that I was actually there at that time. It's hard to refute that.
I've never actually seen the real thing. I can't wait to have a closer look at it.
Oh, yeah, of course. What do you mean? Mr. Sholmes did use his caramel bars to make a copy of the disc, didn't he? And then ordered every type of music box he could find from across Europe.
We still don't know what tune it plays, though, do we? But I'd love to see how the original compares to Hurley's copy.
McGilded's disc. Could it be a clue somehow? Perhaps we should examine it in more detail. We already got it. Has Hurley's blood on it. There's only 2 bullets were found on the scene. I'd say the whole case is done and dusted.
Hold it!
Yeah, so it's the number of bullets that has you convinced?
Only 2 bullets were fired, and the 2 guns that fired them have been examined by the police. When the parlor maid asks me how many are invited for dinner, I always tell her to count the table settings.
Well, that's logical, I suppose.
Although,
Yes?
sometimes after dining, crockery does go missing. 1 or 2 guests rather like the fine china.
Does your employer dine with thieves?
So I suppose, if there was another bullet somewhere of which we were unaware, I'd have to reconsider my position.
A 3rd bullet somewhere on the scene? Could that be possible? I can prove it. Allow me to show you then. The 3rd bullet. Oh, fuck. Can I back out? Is that an option? Is it actually going to make me present something? The only thing I could think of is the blood samples portfolio, but I don't think that's it. I don't think there's anything in here that shows a 3rd bullet. There are no other signs of trauma. Hold on. 1 to 130. Single bullet, 1 per half. Instant death. Bullet entered the body from the back. Shit. I think I'm just going to have to take the loss on this one. I'm just going to present the blood samples portfolio. Because I know it's wrong. I, don't suppose this would pass, right? No? Maybe? Possibly? No? Oh my god, it passes for a bullet as much as you pass for a lawyer, my learned friend. Ah, fuck. Like... Oh, no, no! Oh. Damn it. I am like very upset. Why did I say yes? I could have just chosen no, and it would have been great, and it would have been... Yep, okay. I only have 2 chances left. It's been a long day.
let's actually try to find this 3rd bullet before we attempt that again, Runo.
I'm sorry. You don't need to scare yourself to see the truth here. Every which point you look at it, it was the pickpocket. So if I understood correctly, you need 2 pictures, a left one and a slightly different right eye one.
Exactly. Then you can see the scene in 3 dimensions. Like this.
So if we have 2 bullets, I don't suppose you could see anything useful with them. I think you'll find that no matter how much you squint, the truth of the situation always looks the same here. The only person who could have shot the victim is that girl in the dock. How could you be so sure of that? Think about it. The Skulker brothers shot the great detective, didn't they? Yeah, that's been mentioned once or twice. Well then, surely it's coming into focus now, isn't it? It's a waste of time. I'm not going to change this man's mind anytime soon. Okay, yeah, you need to fucking... You need to, like, calm down. You need to, like, not be on this. Would you please stop muttering about things that have nothing to do with this trial, sir? The defendant's life is on the line here. Well, the thing is, I couldn't really say it has nothing to do with this trial, to be honest. Huh? I mean, there's no question that the man was shot, but the bullet simply vanished from his stomach. It's quite inexplicable, don't you think? What? I almost don't want to ask, but this surgery you've been muttering about this whole time, you were operating on... What was the fellow's name now? Herlock? No, Herlock? No, Hairlock? Herlock Sholmes, by any chance?
Yes, good lord! It was that Hairlock fellow!
What? You're the surgeon that operated on Mr. Sholmes?
That's right, using the very latest anesthesia techniques, I might add. That's fairly major op, I could tell you.
This is crazy.
Let me see, the fellow was brought in not long after midnight, if I remember correctly. They said he'd been shot by some criminal or other, so I opened him up like a shot.
Wait, just after midnight? Wait, what the fuck? Did you just say just after midnight? Didn't this say... Or did you mean like after midnight as in like 1 to 1:30? So if it's just after midnight, that's a different thing.
But the funny thing is, I went over his insides like a fine-tooth comb and I couldn't find the bullet anywhere. So I'm afraid I had to throw up my hands and just stitch the fellow back up.
I hate to state the obvious, but
Yes?
surely that's because the bullet is still at the scene of the shooting. The counsel for the defense is correct. As is clearly shown in this photographic print, the bullet that the Skulkin brothers fired at Mr. Sholmes hit him in the stomach region, then exited his body and lodged in the shop wall where the calendar was hanging by the door. I think you'll find it's really quite simple if you just consider the problem three-dimensionally.
Ha! Who do you think I am, son?
Well, juror number 4 is about the best I can do.
As soon as I saw the wound to the man's stomach, I flipped him over.
Like a pancake? Are you saying that you checked his back?
Of course I did, and there wasn't a trace of injury. No sign that the bullet had left the body at all.
What?
That's the point! The only logical conclusion was that the bullet was still somewhere in the man's innards. Which is exactly why I said about slicing him up. And I'm still none the wiser even now. How many times do I have to say it? Could someone please explain how it happened? Could someone please solve the mystery?
It's almost as much of a mystery as how this jury was put together. Whew. The mystery of where that bullet ended up is infuriating. Where's an expert when you need one? Oh, an expert, you say? Like the arms expert on the end? I could say I'm a bit... Okay. What do you have to say? What do you mean you're in for a busy day?
Forgot to say, stop. Do excuse me, stop. I'm a communications officer, stop.
A communications officer? Does that have something to do with sending telegrams?
Everything from personal messages written by members of the public to the latest news in the capital. I convert all the messages into Morse code and tap it out for the entire world electronically.
To the entire world?
Thousands of miles of cable under the sea, stop. Worldwide communication network, stop. Information transmitted from blah 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 blah.
We get it. Ah, yes. She was getting equally worked up about radio waves or the like before, wasn't she?
I specialize in communicating information from government departments and
newspaper offices. Oh, so you're the one who's been leaking information. I see.
I'm sure I will have to wire the newspaper reports of today's guilty verdict later. So no sleep for me tonight, I imagine.
Let's just finish the trial first, shall we? What about you? You are ballistics expert. Okay. What do you have to say? I thought you were just a tourist. I do not know what you just said. Good day. I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please. There's no way you're just a visiting tourist. So you're a ballistics expert. Who knew? I have much expertise with guns. Ah. I have lived through many, how do you say, extreme, violent bath of, blood of, crap.
Ah, extremely violent bloodbaths, perhaps?
Those extremely violent bloodbaths. English is very difficult tongue. Considering the sort of people you associate with, surprised you still have a tongue. Anyway, if you have questions about bullets and guns, you ask me. There's nothing I do not know, no mystery I cannot solve. He's very confident in his knowledge of guns, that's for sure. But if possible, please, only in Russian language.
He's not very confident in his knowledge of English, though, is he?
No, still we should bear it in mind. He's our man if there's a mystery about guns or bullets. Say, like, the fact that the bullet went into Sholmes and somehow wound up at the thing? Van Zeeks has managed to convince everyone.
You have eliminated the impossible, he said. But he hasn't.
If we're going to fight back, we need more material. And we have to fight back. We have to turn this trial around again. Okay. Once a rogue, always a rogue. As only 2 bullets were found, the whole case is done. You don't need a stereoscope. Okay. The mystery of that bullet was infuriating. Okay. Yeah, so you and you.
Objection!
Hey, look, there's an expert right there. Those 2 statements clearly contradict. The idea that all I do is pit jurors against each other. What?
Oh, a ballistics expert.
Pitting. On the night in question, Mr. Sholmes was shot by one of the Skulkin brothers. But since there was no sign of an exit wound on his back, we must assume the bullet didn't pass through him. However, no bullet was found lodged in Mr. Sholmes' body either. Furthermore, There's a bullet fucking right there. A bullet was found lodged in the wall of a shop where Mr. Sholmes was shot. Juror number 6. Do you have any idea what the actual fuck is going on? Hello, my name is Villain. His name is literally Villain. My name is Villain. Pleased to meet you. This apparent contradiction in the facts is so clearly troubling juror number 4. Are you able to explain the mystery? I have seen very similar situation in Motherland. Huh? You have? It was night, there was blizzard, I was running away along Mountain Road and freezing cold. Golly. Oh my god. Jesus, sorry about that. Excuse me. The snow was piling high on both sides of the road. It was very narrow and dangerous. My pursuers had hunting rifles and they were on dog sleds. Mental note, don't ask too many questions. I was shot from behind and I fell down in snow. And this situation was very similar to what I hear today from doctor. They could not find bullet in body and no sign of, how do you say, exit wound. Then where did the bullet go? Bullet never hit me. What?
Well, if it never hit you, why did you fall down?
Bullet hit frozen wall of ice very close to side. What? One small piece, very sharp, broke away from lump of ice and pierced my body. Made deep wound that looked just like bullet wound.
Good gracious.
Oh my god, I just gave him like a fucking Scottish accent there for no reason. Of course, piece of ice quickly melted inside me, and not the solution to the mystery of disappearing bullet. Huh. So in this case, something flew off and hit him?
But that doesn't answer the question at all.
The
shooting happened at a pawnbroker's shop, not some snowy mountain road in another country.
Just an idea, but we might not be looking at exactly the same scenario here.
Runo, where exactly was Hurley shot again?
Well, according to the report, in his stomach. Sort of around this area, I think.
Well, that's precisely where he always wears a little pouch on his belt.
A pouch? Actually, I might have noticed something like that.
Yes, a pouch. It's where he keeps 3 glass vials of very dangerous chemicals that he uses in his investigations.
What? Really? Oh, doctor, where's the pouch Mr. Sholmes was wearing?
Well, the fellow had nothing like that on his person when he arrived in the hospital, as far as I remember.
If I may. Lord Van Zeeks? Well, I realize it is forbidden for the prosecution to interject during a summation examination. I should inform the defense that I have the pouch in question in the antechamber outside the courtroom. Sorry? As I understand it, when the police arrived on the scene and found Mr. Sholmes injured, they removed the pouch in order to assess the wound.
Ah, thank goodness. I thought I was forgetful for a moment.
Since then, it has been in my safekeeping along with all other evidence relating to the case. I can personally vouch for the fact that it has not been touched since the incident occurred. Very well. While extremely unconventional during a summation examination, I must demand the prosecution presents the item in question with all speed. Bring forth Mr. Herlock Sholmes' pouch. What, so did Sholmes actually get like an acid burn or something? What happened? Ooh, yeah, one of those is like gone. So this is the pouch worn by Mr. Sholmes the night in question, is it? Look at that. One of the vials is broken and the leather around it is scorched black. It's almost as if the vial exploded. Exploded? So, that night, the bullet from the Skulkin brothers' gun struck Mr. Sholmes' pouch.
And it was that glass vial exploded that caused the fellow's injury.
This bullet did not penetrate victim. It was deflected into wall of shop. So that also explains why Sholmes was up in atoms so quickly. A delightfully complex aroma. Well, it would appear one mystery has been solved at least. Though it has no bearing on the truth of this case. Yeah, because we kind of just, like, there's still only 2 bullets. The bungling and burgling brothers shot the detective, and the accused shot the pawnbroker. The pertinent facts of this case remain unaltered.
But at least the mystery is solved. I can sleep easy tonight. Thank you, young man.
Duh. Thank you very much. Glad I could help. Due to its bearing on the conundrum just solved, the court will sequester the scruffy pouch as evidence.
Hurley's pouch isn't scruffy.
Well, I mean, it kind of is now, Iris. It might not have been, but now it definitely is. Now, summation examination. Okay, hold on, Judge. Hold on, real quick. I need to examine this shit. Oh my god, look at that. Yo, 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 yo! What the fuck? There's a bullet in there! That's a third bullet! This file has been smashed to pieces. Presumably, this is where the bullet struck. As soon as the bullet hit the chemical in the file, there would have been a really big explosion. A big explosion? Well, Hurley's potions and chemicals are amazingly useful for the investigation work he does, but they're also quite tricky to handle. Safely, at least. They're very dangerous. Oh. I'm sure that when this vial broke, the chemical inside would have ignited. Oh. So he actually, was burned pretty badly by it, I'm assuming. Note to self, always walk on the right-hand side of Sholmes in the future. The left is the danger zone. But, there's a fucking bullet in there. It's really scorched badly just here. Oh, the strap is broken, look! This must be where the bullet hit then. Let me see. Oh, you mean, the fucking bullet right fucking there? What the? Iris, look! Behind where the broken file is. Don't you see it? Ah, that's the Skulkin Brothers bullet! What a stroke of luck that it is his pouch. It's an amazing discovery. What this means is there were 3 bullets fired at Windibanks that night. We found exactly what the juror was talking about. The 3rd bullet. It's time to press that juror again, I think. Hell yeah. Okay. Now we could talk to that juror and say we have a 3rd bullet. Okay. It would appear the defense is somewhat struggling to alter opinion, Please, my lord. A little more time. After all, that new piece of evidence could be a valuable clue, and you can't afford to overlook anything here, Ryunosuke. There's still a way to turn this around somehow, I'm sure of it. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. Hello, ma'am. I would like to talk to you about a 3rd bullet we just found. It's the number of bullets has you bits. Yep. Blah, blah, blah. Well, that's, okay. Although, yes, if there was a 3rd bullet, I could be convinced. Okay. I'd have to reconsider. 3rd bullet. Oh, fuck! Ah, god damn it. Nope. Just space. Yep. I understand. I do not care. I do not care what you guys have to say anymore. If I missed a bullet while I was cleaning his lordship's office, well, I should receive a sound scolding, I don't doubt. And he should receive a visit from the police, perhaps. Sounds like a crime scene to me. A 3rd bullet. It would be completely... I know it would! Please! Oh my god. I really wish you could skip dialogue, especially dialogue you've already seen before.
Hold it!
Okay. I'm just gonna click with my mouse. Okay. Yep. Although, yes, sometimes things go missing. I'm not even gonna hit the spacebar. If I hit the spacebar, I'm just gonna fucking hit impossible. I can prove it. Oh, a 3rd bullet, you say? Oh, man, that's wild. It's almost like there's a bullet right here. Here it is. We discovered it just now. Yes, on the night in question in Windibank's pawnbrokery, another bullet was fired. What is this new trickery, you Nipponese conjurer? Where did you find that bullet? It was lodged inside Mr. Sholmes' pouch. What? This pouch was removed from around Mr. Sholmes' waist before he was taken to the hospital, and since then it has been touched by no one. Do you mean to say the shot fired by the Skulker brothers that night? Yeah, as your lordship has surmised, it hit his pouch. But that makes no sense whatsoever. We already know the whereabouts of the bullet fired at Mr. Sholmes. It's clearly visible in this photographic print. Ah! 2 guns from the scene have already been submitted to the court record as evidence. Yes, that of Mr. Windibank and that belonging to the Skulkin brothers. An examination of both guns revealed that only a single bullet had been fired from each. But that must mean... That's right. We now know that on the night in question, 3 bullets were fired. However, only 2 bullets were fired from guns recovered from the crime scene. And until that incontrovertible inconsistency is somehow explained, we cannot and must not pass judgment. Ugh. Ugh. Hell yeah! Shot through the heart, and you're too late, darling. You give love a bad name. While this summation examination remains incomplete, the court has been presented with new facts. Facts that would appear to shake the very foundations upon which the case against the defendant has been built. As is my prerogative in this situation, I hereby temporarily suspend the summation examination. By Jupiter! What? Bailiff, bring the witnesses back to the stand at once. Oh me, oh my. Oh me, oh my. We are getting to the bottom of this one, Acolights. Hey guys, good to see you here again. What's up, Gregson? Witnesses.
Governor!
Were you listening to proceedings while the defense carried out the summation examination?
We was, Governor, we was.
Perhaps we could dispense with the tedious preamble. Simply answer this one question. A third bullet has been identified at the scene of the crime. What do you make of that?
Make of it, Gov? I don't make nothing of it. I can't help.
Is it one of yours?
Gore blimey, Gov. Gore blimey, not a chance.
In that case, did you have an accomplice?
What? Oh, what? Never. The Skulker brothers work alone. It's just the two of us. That's our trademark.
How soon we forget that poor Sulky. Only 2 of the 3 bullets from this crime scene originated from the firearms we have in evidence. The third bullet was fired from another gun. Where is it?
Lummy, that's Ed Scratcher. It's not like both of us had a gun or anything.
Counsel for the defense. Yes. I should like to hear your thoughts regarding this new developments. The third bullet and the mysterious missing firearm from whence it came. Thinking back all over the testimony we've heard and all the evidence we've seen, I think I'm starting to form a picture. Really? 'Cause I'm not. Mother, I think it's clear what this third bullet tells us about the Skulkin brothers. I'm pretty confident they had another gun. Or it was the third brother. I mean, either way, they had another gun, even if they had an accomplice. On that night at Windibank's pawnbrokery, the brothers must have been in possession of another gun. We know that only 1 bullet was fired from each of the 2 firearms already in the court record. The logical conclusion, therefore, is that the brothers were working with an accomplice who was carrying a gun. Isn't that right, Zeeks? An accomplice, you say? Pig swill. I don't think you should have said an accomplice. These protracted proceedings have already forced us to do 2 summation examinations. Yet in all that time, there's been not a murmur of a third man. This apparently wraith-like being exists. The court must be shown hard evidence. Without it, this fantasy will be crushed. The prosecution demands answers on 2 counts. Firstly, proof, evidence, that this accomplice was ever at the scene of the crime. And secondly, the identity of this spurious character. The identity of the spurious character, you say? Yeah, no, they're definitely lying. The question is, what the fuck do we say about that? I don't know. Who could have fucking been there? They said they had a brother called Sulky, but, like, it's not Gregson, that's for sure. How can I ascertain the identity of the person they're hiding? Well, counsel? Yeah, I don't know. Hold on, give me a sec. I'm supposed to prove the existence of this accomplice and reveal the person's identity, even. In response to the prosecution's demands, my lord, the defense is... I guess we're ready to present. The defense is ready. I believe I can provide all the answers the prosecution demands. So, my Nipponese friend, despite the swimming eyes, you seem to think you have something to say. This promises to be interesting. Yeah, interesting for one of us, I'd assume. I have to push forward now, there's no other option. And use every single piece of evidence available to me if it'll make a difference. In that case, counsel, I would ask you to present the evidence without delay. On the night in question, in the moments leading up to the death of the victim, what proof have you that there was a third intruder present at the scene? I'm trying to show this to Scotland Yard. The blood... Hold on. What blood do we have? Okay, we had the thrice-fired mason and then Windabank. Oh, no, wait, we had another one. That was the other green, right? Yeah, Sholmes' blood was on that. Which is a bit suspicious. A bit suspect, if you ask me. But that doesn't prove that there was a third person there. Blood has been identified as Mr. Mason's. The Hat of the Baskervilles. I don't think that would prove it. Collected by Miss Susato about the killed case we're working on. Autopsy report. The crime scene. The floor plan. The gun wouldn't do it. The photograph of Gina does not do it. Post-shooting doesn't do it. Did we ever investigate the stereoscope? I mean, we definitely investigated it before. Ooh, look at that. It's totally changed shape just from one little button press. Well, that is what the button's for, Runo. You're just like Hurley. You boys do love pressing buttons, don't you? Especially if you don't know what they do. Us boys. Says the 10-year-old girl. Anyways, now you can see that it really is a stereoscope, can't you? Okay. That's cool. What is this? What is the plating for? You have to pop your own 2 prints in there to start with, see? And then when you look through the eyepieces, you can see the image in 3 dimensions. You have to get the position of the 2 prints right. Okay. Okay, yeah, no, that's not it. Okay, so the stereoscope is not it. Evidence that the third person was there. The music box disc wasn't there. I don't know, I feel like the bullet would be the proof, would it not? I feel like it would have to be, right? Is it the bullet? Hold on. Because we have green, we have purple, we have blue. I mean, like... Unless green actually isn't Sholmes. Because by the time Sholmes... was the blood on there before Sholmes got a hold of it? I think... Oh god, I'm trying to remember. Because, like, if it is Sholmes's, he could have gotten blood on it when he was, like, pushing it into his candy. But if it was already there when he was pushing it into his candy, it doesn't make sense for it to be his. Please! Oh god, I'm just fucking presenting it. I don't care. The evidence is right here in this portfolio. Oh. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, that was the right answer. Do you expect the court to rifle through your papers itself? Be more specific. Okay. You claim one of those blood samples proves the presence of this third intruder. Well, which one is it? Probably the music box disc? This is the blood sample that proves it. Oh, fuck. Nope, that was not it. You perplexed me, counsel. Look, you were so pleased with yourself despite the quite displeasing answer. Ah. Okay, nope. Okay, so we know it's that, but I mean, like, Windabanks is already blue, and thrice-fired mason wouldn't be it. So, like, is it the calendar? It takes a certain genius to give such a completely wrong answer, personally. The kind of Jesus I could really do without. Time to think again. Okay. I have literally 1 chance left. Well, which one is it? Okay, so I mean, if it's not that one, it has to be this one.
Take that!
What am I looking at here? There appears to be some green paint or such like around the bullet hole in the middle of the calendar. That's a bloodstain, my lord. A bloodstain? Yeah, so like this whole time we thought that was Sholmes, but the blood only would have splurted out like that if it went through. him. And it didn't. Because it hit the pouch. Yeah, so if it hit the pouch, then it wouldn't have been able to splatter all over the side like that. Green blood? Curious, even for you. Is the court to understand that the intruder was some unhuman creature? It's something developed by Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
By the great detective! New invention. Stop. Not yet appeared stories. Stop. It's this, you see. It doesn't have a name yet, though. This fogger sprays a chemical that reacts with different elements in people's blood to change its color.
Different elements of people's blood?
Yes, everyone's blood is slightly different, you see, because it's made up of different elements. So by seeing what color it changes to, you can tell in a flash whose blood it is.
Oh, that brings us a whole extra dimension of looking at blood.
Talk of blood in courtroom. Stop. Very exciting. Stop.
As an example, this one shows the blood of the victim, Mr. Windibank. Ah, a striking blue. Yeah, so you see, the green color of this bloodstain on the calendar shows that someone else was shot in the main part of the shop. Now hold fire there, young man. Could be from some unrelated incident, couldn't it? No, it's not unrelated because it literally happened that night, you fucking idiot. The date showing on the calendar is the date on which Mr. Windibank was killed. By golly! Therefore, we can assume that whoever was shot on the same day. Then whose blood is it? Well, the Skulkin brothers in the stand don't appear to be suffering from any gunshot injuries. Which means it must be the blood of somebody else. The third intruder, in fact. Ha! Whose identity the court is still wanting to hear. You can't delay this any longer, my learned friend. Who is this alleged third intruder? Okay, well, I mean, it literally has to be Egbert Benedict, right? Because, like, we know for a fact it was not these five. It was not these five. It wasn't Gregson or Strongheart. It wasn't Van Zeeks. And we're trying to prove that there was a third brother, so it can't be these two. So it literally has to be this guy. The man's name is Egbert Benedict. Egbert Benedict? Who on earth are you talking about, counsel? He paid a visit to Windibank's pawnbrokery on the afternoon before the incident took place, when the accused attempted to deceive the pawnbroker into releasing this article into her possession. That is entirely correct. Ugh. The man identified by the defense, Mr. Egbert Benedict, then attempted to take that article from the defendant by force. Broker. Yes, sir. I believe this filthy pickpocket is just... Hold on. What voice did I give him? I believe this filthy pickpocket has just redeemed an article from you, no? Yes, the article in question belongs to me. I demand for it to be returned at once. Now that's a lie. What are you trying to pull? Give me back my overcoat, you wastrel, and needless to say... Any music box discs too. Okay. Inspector Gregson was there at the time and can attest to what happened. In the end, it was the inspector himself who took the disc. Can you corroborate this account, Inspector? Yeah, my lord. That's more or less what happened. And in the interest of being thorough, I asked Windibank for a print showing the fellow. Taken from one of his red-handed recorder gubbinses. Yeah, that's him. He's talking to Mr. Windibanks that morning. And you claim this man is his brother's accomplice? Well, Mr. and Mr. Skulkin?
Never seen that geezer before in my life. In my life, Cov, on my life. Never seen him.
Well, somewhat unsurprisingly, it appears our witnesses disagree with this assertion. I'm sure your lordship recalls my learned Nipponese friend's actual assertion, which was that he could prove the identity of the alleged accomplice. Yeah, and I can. Then, show us the evidence. I agree. We must see proof of the clean-cut gentleman in the photograph is the filthy criminal you say he is. This is the last piece of evidence. The last piece. I have a feeling that something has been missing in this trial from the very start. But now I'm going to drag it kicking and screaming into the courtroom. Are you ready to present your answer to the court then, counsel? Yes, my lord. The defense will present the evidence now. Proof that the man pictured in this photographic print was in fact the person struck by the third bullet. Oh. Fuck. Is this supposed to be obvious? Am I like just being fucking stupid or something? It's not that. It's not that. We have to prove that it was him? Oh no, it is that! It is that because he cut his... Okay, yeah, he... Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot that. He was the one who cut his hand.
Take that!
That proof is right here, in this portfolio. Good gracious, counsel, does that portfolio contain the answers to every question posed? I see you share my interest in claret-colored liquids, my new Nipponese friend, but... Enough! The court demands to see further evidence. Which blood sample proves the man you identified was the one shot by the third... Well, it's the one who shares the fucking blood color, you twat. It's this one.
Take that!
That's his blood on it. As I mentioned before, on the afternoon of the day in question, the defendant attempted, deceitfully admittedly, to reclaim this disc from Mr. Wendebank. Which is when the aforementioned Egbert Benedict appeared on the scene, I believe. This man then attempted to purloin the article from the defendant's possession, no? That's correct, my lord. I myself was present at the time. It was following this that a minor incident occurred. Oh my god, fuck, excuse me. Oh, but of course, sir, here's the disc for you. Yeah, no, that's not... Very well. Ha! Then I shall bid you farewell. Say goodbye to style. Wait a minute, that disc is mine! No! What do you think you're doing, you little tramp? You've drawn blood, you filthy animal! Yeah, no, I completely forgot that happened. Being a music box disc, it has countless small but sharp metal protrusions all over its surface. Those protrusions cause Mr. Benedict's finger to bleed, and the resulting smear of blood is still visible on the disc now. Goodness, a blood stain, is it? My assistant and I have just analyzed the blood stain here in this very courtroom. Using my trusty fogger gun. Yes, and we added the results to this portfolio. As you can see, they're both fucking green. I say, it's green. It's exactly the same color as the blood color on the calendar. The evidence is conclusive. The man calling himself Mr. Egbert Benedict, who was in Winnebago's earlier the day, is the accomplice who was present at the scene of the crime that the same night. So there was someone there. Look at those two brothers now. They're sweating buckets. Oi, who you talking about? It's boiling here. My lord, is the opinion of the defense that Mr. Egbert Benedict should be summoned to the courtroom to testify. It would certainly seem that we can ill afford to ignore this gentleman's apparent presence. This has gone on long enough now. This flagrant ignorance of the mechanics of law. Bro, are you fucking dumb? Herlock Sholmes, you say? Yes, I've heard the name. The protagonist of a series of short stories for the vulgar classes. A god of detection of some sort. Oh yeah, man, you are in fucking Iris's shit list now. And now you employ chemical substances divided by this fantastical persona in the highest court of this land. Do you expect us to take you seriously? The samples made by this plaything are not fit to be called evidence. So the bloodstain turned a shade of green. What of it? Here's to you successfully proving that no other blood in the world would turn the same color. Well... And pray, do not even think of suggesting that we should take Mr. Sholmes' word for it. Is he right? Is Mr. Sholmes' concoction a load of rubbish? Dude, let me and Iris, like, prick our fingers to see what color it turns. I knew it would come to this. Of course, Mr. Sholmes' invention isn't going to be recognized by any official body, but what other choice did I have? I'm just remembering what Father Christmas over there said before. About how he was temporarily suspending the summation examination. In other words, the examination isn't over yet, is it? Good grief. What did you just say, young girl?
And in the summation examination, the decision as to whether or not the trial continues is in the hands of the 6 jurors, isn't it?
Yeah, fuck you, Zeeks.
So the way I see it, it doesn't matter what certain other people think of Hurley's invention. At least, not for now.
Yeah, she's right. Young lady, you have quite the devious mind.
It really just comes down to one thing. Whether these ladies and gentlemen of the jury are convinced by what you say, Runo. Is that about right, would you say? Or am I misunderstanding something?
Unbelievable. Jesus. Mr. Sholmes' partner is a force to be reckoned with. Hell yeah, I fucking love you, Iris.
Iris Wilson, sharpshooter.
After that shrewd precis of the situation from an entirely unexpected source. It must be acknowledged that the previous summation examination has yet to reach its conclusion. This is absurd! Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court now looks to you for your final leanings in this matter. Oh my god. As proud citizens of Her Majesty's Britain, I'm sure you will come to a fair and just conclusion. Do you trust that the blood changes color based on the person it is?
Not guilty.
Hell yeah!
Not guilty.
Fuck yeah.
Not guilty.
Oh.
Guilty.
Guilty! What?
Not guilty.
Really now? Why are those two saying guilty? I mean, the lady I kind of get, but the doctor? That's so weird. 2 call guilty and 4 call not guilty. Such is the outcome of the summation examination. My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage. The prosecution refuses to accept this decision. On what grounds? If these jurors are persuaded by some half-baked concoction devised by a pretender to real police work, then they are too ignorant to be trusted with the judgment of anyone's guilt. I'm sorry, Lord Van Zeeks, but the outcome of the summation examination cannot be ignored. This trial will continue. Ugh. Yeah, fuck you, Zeeks. Yeah, you deserve it. You deserve all the chest pain you get. Whew. Nevertheless, we find ourselves in a rather awkward situation. The defense has very reasonably requested the subpoena of a new witness. But sadly, I fear that it will be impossible. What? Why? The name the gentleman gave for himself, Egbert Benedict, is quite clearly false. I don't believe it. Just when I'd managed to prove this man was there that night. Could I say something? Who is that? Who spoke?
It was me, my lord.
Juror number 5? What have you to say, madame?
If possible. Inspector.
Me, ma'am?
I wonder if you might show the photographic print to me again. The one in which the gentleman is shown.
Ah, right, yes, this one you mean? Of Mr. Benedict. Is that like your brother or something?
Yes. There's no doubt in my mind.
Juror number 5, you don't mean to say you know this man?
Yes, I know him.
What? No! Good gracious! Zeeks is just like, fuck! My prosecution! You deserve it, you motherfucker. Order, order, order! Juror number 5, how on earth?
I am communications officer. Stop. As we can clearly see, the gentleman in the photograph is... Stop. Also a communications officer. Stop. He works in my office. Stop.
Oh my, a very talented operator, in fact.
Stop. He should be in the communications station now. Stop. Tapping away on the telegraph. Stop.
This doesn't seem right somehow. I can't put my finger on why, but it doesn't feel right.
I suppose we all imagined the accomplice would be some sort of hardened criminal. It's a bit unexpected to find out he has a respectable job by day, whatever he gets up to at night.
Yeah, I suppose that's it. I suppose that's why I felt something was wrong. If the gentleman is at London's communication station, we should be able to subpoena him within the hour. Lord Van Zeeks, if you please. Yes, my lord. Make the necessary arrangements with all haste. As your lordship bids. The court will recess for 1 hour. When the new witness arrives, we shall reconvene to hear the gentleman's testimony. Inspector Gregson. Yes, my lord. I should like to hear from you specifically about events at the pawnbrokery on the day in question. Come to my chambers during the recess. Yes, sir, my lord. Very well. Court is adjourned until 1:40 p.m. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus, fuck. This is a very aggravated case. Zeke's like, I want to believe he wants to do the right thing, but he's an asshole and a racist, and it's just hard to see any value in the man. Alright. That said, Acolytes, I'm gonna wrap it up there for now. We're gonna finish this trial next time, and we're probably going to do at least the start of the next case next time. Whew, I am very tired, and yeah, at least I got through quite a bit. Alright, guys. I hope you all have a good night. I'll talk to you later. And as always, remember to be kind. Bye-bye.